Good. I was just going through the recap, so we're not too far into it. Hi, Jason.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Yep, much hilarity with the counting of feathers, catching dragons, catching fairy dragons, watching Pinky absolutely crush everyone like a dirty shark at snail racing, and many of the other games, and then watching Moose get hammered by a couple of tiny goblins, and then Zarius quickly like just foot stomping the two goblins as well, and then Eli and one goblin getting in a bright pink speedo, getting into a very floppy, you know, pretzel, and then one of them sort of ended up on top and pinned the other on accident. You guys gathered some additional tickets to increase the amount of punches that you had. I believe. One of you just bought the ticket for 8 silver straight up, but the rest of you now have a condition to. Okay, so Eli didn't want to deal with the condition. Everybody else has one. Moose has. He has to treat each tree he meets with grandeur and respect. Let me see. Locke cannot willingly tell a lie. Is that the right one?
No.
Okay. Maybe that was Zarius.
I forget which mine was. Oh, I have to dance every time somebody says my name.
Oh, yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Locke. And Kevis, what did you wind up with? I forgot.
Crown of flowers that are now pink. Thank you.
Crown of flowers that are now pink and must be watered every hour, otherwise they die. All right, so we left off with you guys talking to Candlefoot and saying that you would get his voice back, and that Candlefoot had indicated that he had lost his voice because of a black bird person. And you guys stared through the crowd. Zarius was with keen eye noticed not a bird but a human with long red hair who was walking through the crowd, who had a bird-like gait to her. And you guys rushed off looking for this particular individual, and that is where we left off. So you guys are approximately where we're at on the map. Eli, your last we had you kind of hanging out with Candlefoot, just trying to make him feel better by punching him.
Yep.
In a way that he every time he looks down, he kind of looks like this. Huh. Like he seems surprised every time you punch him. Like he tenses up a little bit, and then he like nothing, and tenses, and then nothing, and eventually he just stops tensing. All right, so what would you guys like to do? And let me unpause the game there.
I don't remember who was leading the charge on this.
Probably the bird person.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yep, and bird person is out for us today. He's got internet issues. So he's like, "Hey guys, yeah, come on over here. I saw they were right about here. I don't know where they are. Can't see them anymore. But they were here somewhere."
I'm going to study wow, I don't remember his name.
Who?
Duke.
Oh, Zarius.
Zarius. I'm going to study how he walks using my keen mind, and then start to look for other things that might be walking that same way.
Okay, go ahead and roll on investigation check, or no, rather, this is perception with advantage to one, like identify the way that he's moving, and then apply to the crowd around you.
Can I also
so 17.
Kind of roll, or not roll, but just kind of actually question. Would I have a general idea, just from my background and being in nature and stuff, have a familiar idea of kind of that walking? I don't think it'd be as much as Locke, but
No, not well. I don't know. Go ahead and roll a nature check. It's a higher DC because you're applying what you know about birds to avian people, which is there are some differences there. Not so much. You know, you're mostly attuned to birds who are like on branches and you do like a little hop side to side, hop side to side. You know, they just like
so kind of like
hop around,
Zarius
but
right
they're
now.
you're right. Zarius is like he's a hopper, he's a jumper, he's hyper. But the rest of but like you're looking around, you're like, no, I don't see anybody else doing what he's doing.
Okay.
So yep, Locke, you are able to identify the gate overall. Maybe not perfectly, but you're like, okay, I get the gist of this.
All right.
All right, and what are you guys doing?
Now gonna look for people doing that same kind of gate.
They also might have gone into the Pixie Kingdom area.
Yeah, that's where
Is that where
Zarius said.
them?
Oh, Zarius is like, I don't know if they went in here. I saw them like kind of over here in like the main walkway, but they could have like gone anywhere. So like maybe they're in here, maybe they're somewhere else. I don't know.
After he says that, I'm just gonna walk in.
Yeah, I'm like,
all right,
I'm just
Pixies,
gonna meander in.
Pixies, woohoo!
Let's go. I can be twice as small.
All right. So you guys come on in. Eli, as you're like sitting there, are you paying attention to where your friends are going?
I'm fully involved with the mime.
Okay, cool. What are you doing? What else are you doing with the mime? Are you starting to pantomime at all?
I mean, yeah. So yeah, absolutely. I'm going to try to communicate with him and try to, just get his mind off of the subject of his mermaid friend. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll a performance check for me.
Awesome.
All right, a 9. You know, he kind of sees what you're doing and is like, all right, this guy's hanging around kind of vibe. And he starts like, it starts to become this kind of give and take pantomime where you're like being ridiculous and trying to cheer him up, and then he'll take it and he'll like exaggerate it like bigger, and it starts to draw a little crowd, and there's some small claps that are happening and stuff. Okay. So for the rest of you, or anything else you would like to do there, Eli, or are you good with that?
No, I'm good.
Cool. The rest of you head over to the Pixie Kingdom. All right. And there we go. And you guys walk in, and there's this little pixie that comes up who is just like, while Pinky is bright pink from head to toe, this little, like, he's got like kind of a swoopy side hair, kind of frilly clothes. He's got like a tiny like dagger and like a book at his side. And like, while Pinky's about 2 foot tall, this guy's about 8 inches tall. Just very, very small. And he is like decked out in like plum purple colors, except for like the swoop on his hair has like a streak of green in it that almost looks like a stem. And he says, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Pixie Kingdom. Have you been here before?
No.
No, excellent. This is the best place in the carnival, bar none. Oh, you're going to love it here. Yes,
Good.
yes. So when was the last time you were small?
In the cold bath last night.
Well, that happens to the best of us, I suppose. But here, let us welcome to the kingdom. Here, first of all, it's far more fun to be here if you all adopt pixie names. What do you say?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. And he starts like kind of counting off, and he counts you guys, and I'm missing a dice that I'm trying to roll right now. Oh, I'm actually missing it. What the?
A mini moose.
That's very bizarre. He says, and he points to you, Moose, and he says, "All right, you shall be Jellybean Starfish.
Jellybean starfish.
Jellybean Starfish is your name while you are in Pixie Kingdom. You must refer to each other as such because it makes it way more fun. All right, you with the horns. You shall be Bright Might.
Okay.
The short one, you are Puddle Mud. I mean, the short one. Oh no, Eli's not there. Never mind. So, no, I looked at Eli, but Eli's not with the party at the moment. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, and he points at you, Pinky, and he's like, "Okay, you are Puddle Mud. Hi, Pinky, but you are Puddle Mud today."
Thanks.
Okay. Next one, the bookish-looking fella. You are Panache. And lastly, Birdman. You will be Dimple. All right. So, welcome to the kingdom. And he like, oh, that'll be one punch, please. Everybody, please present your cards.
I'm Panache.
Panache.
Okay.
Yes. These are time-honored, heroic names from pixie lore and legend. Puddlemud was a great hero. And he says, "Everybody, please present your tickets." And he goes around and punches them all. And he's pretty fast about it. It's just like, you all kind of like hand them out. He's like, "Welcome. Okay, now." And he flies above you again, and there's a little pixie dust that falls on you. And you guys feel kind of tingly. And he says, "Also, here." And he pulls out like from a satchel on his side. And he presents to you little bottles, and they are super tiny compared to you guys. He's like, "Here, drink this, or you'll just be too big. And being too big in a small place is not fun. So, drink it, please."
Shots.
Yes, shots. Huzzah.
Okay, I'm already small. How small is this gonna make me?
Much smaller, Pinky. Puddlemud, go with it.
Okay, I'm just gonna down it.
Moose
Okay.
downs his.
No, you're not supposed to eat the bottle. Oh dear. That's fine. He'll be fine. Okay. My name is Jeremy Plum. Welcome to the Pixie Kingdom. And like as he does that, he kind of waves his hand in a flourish, like, "Welcome." And you guys all start to see the world get much, much bigger. And you guys all start to shrink down, and you are all now considered tiny or small creatures. Let me make sure that I've got that right. Nope, you are tiny creatures for your duration inside of Pixie Kingdom, basically. It says, "All right, now you are all small. You are all the appropriate size for the world. Congratulations." And you guys look around at each other, and you proportionally, you guys look the same as you did before you drank the potions. You look around, and the wall of people walking outside Pixie Kingdom, it's like seeing a series of giants walk by just over and over and over. The trees are massive. Even the wagon wheels of what was set up before the Pixie Kingdom, they are enormous in size.
I
And
say, "Hello, giant trees. I am Jellybean Starfish, and I thank you for allowing me in your presence." And I bow to the trees.
yes, as one should treat trees with respect. And Jeremy kind of does one too. Like, "All right, now, if you will come with me, behold, we have so many things to do here." And you guys look around and there's like tiny shops and like pixies are running everything. They're very colorful. Some of them have like beetle wings or like dragonfly wings or like just like a mohawk of rainbow hair that continues to shift, green skin, purple freckles. They're like pinky, but like even smaller and even more whimsical and like kind of ornate and crazy looking. Like, oh my gosh, like the designers of these folks could not decide on a color palette at all, and so they're all over the place. Some of them have horns. There's a couple that have like antennas. One of them has like a big jaw, like a bulldog, but the rest of his face looks super happy. And they're all just flitting around, and you guys can see a few things there. There is a Ferris wheel powered by a hamster. There are flower beds that have like talking flowers that are just sitting there, like kind of like going back and forth, and the body language kind of reads like that of like old women gossiping. There's a pond with some long grasses nearby where like a large heron is just like preening itself and like guzzling up and like gurgling some water. And you guys can basically roam around and just kind of enjoy what you like. It's like, I particularly recommend the treacle. The treacle is made out of sweet mushrooms. I'm not talking like, oh, it's kind of savory with like a little bit of sweet. I'm talking like, no, it tastes like a honey. It's like tastes like honey, or like somebody threw a bunch of berries in your face. This stuff is delicious. I highly recommend it. What would you like to do?
Got a question. From when I got that flower crown, how long has it been?
Which game did you earn it from? Oh, no. That was from your... it's been about half an hour so far.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be watering that?
It says every hour.
Yeah, but like, I don't want it to die. It'd be a shame to lose those pink flowers.
After Pinky says that, Kevis will look over at Jeremy and be like, really weird request. Is there anywhere I can get water?
I suppose you could go to the lake with the bird. There's water there.
Oh, what'd you say? The lake with the bird?
Yeah, the lake with the bird, right over there. And he points to the heron.
Kevis is like, okay. And then he'll just kind of start stepping back. Can I check and see if anything looks out of the ordinary? Not looking for anything in particular. I know there's a couple things, but just something that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll a perception check. At 21. You kind of start looking around. You've got a little bit of better idea of what you're looking for here. And it's overall, it's a lot to take in all of a sudden, because like you're now small, and it's changed your perspective. Like kind of like when you take like a drawing and you flip it upside down. Even if you know exactly what the drawing's supposed to look like, it's still like just the orientation of it can mess with a person's mind, and like it takes longer to process, and like you might see details that you had missed before. That's kind of what's going on here. You're like smaller in the world, and you're looking around and just everything seems different. So you're having to like reorient your perception to like your new point of view. And as you do, you're trying to use all your senses and whatnot, and all of a sudden you realize that like, oh man, this place is very different from the rest of the carnival. It's quieter, surprisingly. It's almost like the outside noise from the Pixie Kingdom is like deeper and a little bit more muffled. It doesn't quite travel as far or come in as shrilly and like take more the audio processing portions of your mind. And the air is filled with blackberry wine and flower blossoms. And excuse me, and you look around and there's 8 little doors that are brightly painted at the base of the trees, and there are actually like little windows and stuff like up inside of the trees themselves. And you look around and you're like, huh, I wonder what's going on here. And with a 21, you look around and you see a small person with the fake fairy wings. This one is a dragonborn, a very small dragonborn, with glittery gold wings and like metallic copper skin, getting led away by some sort of like dark, wispy, billowy thing, and they're on the other side of the kingdom from you.
This dragonborn, can I tell if he's more adult, child, teenager?
They seem to be somewhere like maybe a preteen.
Okay.
And that figure is not wearing the wings, the shadowy one.
Okay. I would. He's being trailed away now.
Yeah, and like you just barely catch them as they go behind a tree, kind of like, and kind of start flitting to. You're kind of looking around, gathering, and you're like, okay, this is all very, very bright. Even the colors seem a little bit more vibrant to you, and you notice it because it's like, okay, that's a patch of dark. What the dark? And you see it, and they go behind a tree.
Okay. After seeing that, I will quickly turn and look to the party, or who's the quickest that I can see, and kind of give them like, hey, follow me, without like saying anything, just kind of this way, and then immediately try to trail those figures. I don't know who I could get their attention to follow, but
I don't know, it depends on what you're doing.
Ideally I would turn and look for Pinky and Locke with like the quick glance over.
Yeah, I was just talking to you about your flower crown, so
okay,
we'll be right there.
I will nudge Pinky and then turn and look for Locke, and just not say much, but more of like give the head motion, like, hey, this way, and then take off.
Okay. So you start to follow them. Go ahead and roll another perception check for me. An 18. Okay, you barely catch a glimpse of them. Like through the other people that are in the Pixie Kingdom, through some bushes and whatnot, and you just see like a hint of dark copper gold, just and kind of heading away, heading a little bit north compared to where you're going. And you can see them, but they're from pixie size. They're like 150 yards off.
Are they looking like they're trying to leave Pixie Kingdom?
You're not sure. It's pretty far away, and the details are hard to make out. You can't see any facial expressions on these things.
Okay. I guess the question is Pinky and Locke following?
Would be, but the board is paused.
Oh, and that's supposed to be.
Okay.
And move yourselves very slowly. You guys are pint sized right now.
So they were going up this way?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as I'm like searching, still kind of looking for them and following and trying to stay on their trail, I'll mention to these guys. So I just saw another one of those figures, the shady looking ones, and it seemed like they were I don't know if it was forcefully or what, but I saw a dragonborn looking like he was being taken against his will. And I figure you guys would be the best along to either help me figure out where this figure is going, or if more happens, dealing with the issue without a whole lot of awareness around us. And just continue.
Yeah. What did they look like?
The figure?
Yes, this figure that you were talking about.
Morgan, all I saw was just kind of the shaded figure. There wasn't a whole lot to see besides just kind of cloaked with no wings, right?
Yeah, no wings. And they looked kind of dark and smoky.
It's not the same one I saw earlier, right? Okay.
Nope, but it seemed out of place.
Okay. He was kind of familiar to the one I saw earlier, but not green skin. He was more like smoky, like blacks. It was weird, but he definitely doesn't belong here.
Yeah, no, they.
Like incorporeal, or
do you want to follow them, or what's our plan here?
I want to figure out why they're taking this dragonborn, if they're taking him, because it didn't look like he had a choice, and it looked like he was just a kid. And then this whole time, still, while talking, looking constantly.
Okay. Gotcha. And you kind of get to the point up there where you kind of expected them to be, and you look around. Kevis, go ahead and roll one more perception check, and you can do so at advantage because of Pinky and Eli's and Locke's help. Or excuse me, Puddle Mud and Panache's help. 17. Okay, this time you're looking around. You have lost them. It's a very crowded area with a lot of people moving around, even inside of the Pixie Kingdom. You look outside of the Pixie Kingdom just in case. It's even more crazy busy out there. You're not sure.
Relay kind of, as we're walking, all of a sudden just stop. I lost them. I don't know where. And I turn towards Pixie. Do you know of any way of like people can disappear or travel magical means? And as I say magical, look kind of in Locke's direction as well.
I mean, there are ways to get like to the Feywild kind of areas.
many ways of teleporting.
Yeah.
The Fae especially are known for it. But
I'll look at Locke and be like, is there any way you can maybe see if this individual got away magical means? I mean, I'm not super familiar. I mean, I'm familiar with Fey magic, but that's not my expertise. And then kind of pointing down towards my sword. I'm more of a hack and slash expertise.
I mean, I can look for, I don't know, maybe do a search for our magic in the area. Is there anything like that, Morgan? Like an Arcana check?
Yeah, you could roll an Arcana check. You could use Detect Magic if you have it.
No Detect Magic yet. Do an Arcana check.
And you are doing Detect Magic or no?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you start to kind of look around and you extend your senses a little bit, not in like a Detect Magic kind of way, but just like trying to understand, like, okay, what the hell? And you kind of look around and he's like, there is so much noise, magical noise as
Yeah.
you're looking around here that you're like, you have no idea. Needle in a haystack for
Yeah.
what possibly could have transpired here. There's so
Yeah,
much.
Kevis, there's so much magic going on, especially here. I mean, we're obviously small.
Right.
We've got some magic associated with us, and this whole area is even more concentrated.
That's what I was afraid of. Okay. Look at Pinky. Is there any secret paths that I can't think. People that don't work here don't know about anything that they could have taken? At this point, like you're seeing concern on Kevis's face after seeing this not younger, but teenage child in his mind being taken away forcefully.
Like you're thinking of like staff entrances and exits kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Would I know about any hidden entrances, exits?
Go ahead and roll a history check for me.
What? Not something I'm good at.
Not really. I mean, there's the staff area. That's about it. Everything else is like actually like pretty kind of you see what you get.
I mean, we could start knocking on doors and opening them, but not that I know of around this place. No, I mean, like most of the stuff is like in the staff area.
About this time that Zarius or excuse me, what was his name? Dimple rides up on a black and white and pink striped pug dog. And he's riding it, and there's a little saddle with and he's got handles on it. He's like, "Hey guys, what's going on? What are we talking about? Look what I found." Jeremy pointed towards this pug, and he says, "This pug only listens to pixies, and we can ride him. Hello, bye." And he like runs off the other way. The pug the whole time just like
Okay.
just like he's just like having fun and like goofing around. Moose, what are you doing?
Well, I definitely would want to ride a pug, but Moose is kind of really jazzed about this like shrinking shot that he took and is going to try to lift a couple bottles.
Okay, so you can go up to Jeremy and be like, hello, Jellybean Starfish. What can I help you with today? Have you tried the treacle? Or rather, there's also some cucumelon salad sandwiches and thimbleberry tarts, which are also delicious. They're right over there in that particular cottage at the base of that tree.
Those, yes, I'll probably have to try that, but I was wondering if I can get some more shots.
Yes, right this way. And he takes you over to a different one. He says, and he kind of knocks on the door, and there's this, or knocks on the window in the base of this tree, and there's this wooden wall that kind of rolls up like. So, hello. Okay, so this is the best liquor in Pixie Kingdom. You can go ahead and try it. It's very potent. It is made out of starfish.
Does it make you shrink?
Grapes. No, but it's delicious. Try some. And he's like, 2 shots, please. And he grabs them and he hands them to you. And he hands them. Cheers.
Take the shot.
All right, and it is a sweet and salty wine, kind of like mixed together. And it's a very concentrated wine, like it's more like a port, like a dessert type of wine, and it gives you this kind of salty, sweet blend that is kind of often found in like salted caramel cake and stuff. It's like, yes, starfish and sweet grapes. It is delicious. It makes me tingle and like, oh, my cheeks are getting a little bit warm already.
My name is Starfish too, and this is the loveliest tree that I've seen here today. It's very nice. I am honored to be in its presence. Can I get some more of those shrinking shots, though?
Oh, no. They only work in the Pixie Kingdom. So if you like tried to take them somewhere else, they wouldn't work. And he like kind of pulls one out and he kind of shakes it back. Behold, and what you see inside is like inside of the bottle is like red liquid, and you couldn't really see this while being your full size, but it's this red liquid that goes. It kind of like shrinks down to like a little red bead and then goes back to normal, and then goes down to a red bead and then goes back to normal. It repeats that. Like, sadly, this particular item would only work inside of Pixie Kingdom. If you try to take it elsewhere, it just would have absolutely no effect. Plus, this is basically what your punch is for. If you want to punch more, I could give you some, and you could just stay in Pixie Kingdom longer. It's well worth it.
But it definitely won't work outside of the kingdom.
That is correct.
I'll just do another regular shot then.
2 more. All right, here you go, Jellybean Starfish. Here's to... Oh, your accidental drinking cannibalism based on your name. Cheers! He takes it like as he realizes what he's done.
I'll drink to the cannibalism.
Right. Okay. Go to look at this, and he like he just like kind of like awkwardly like changes the subject. It's like, look, this Ferris wheel runs by hamster power.
How much faster would it go with moose power? And I go and try to hop on with a hamster.
All right, it's this open cage that like down at the bottom of the wheel of the Ferris wheel. It's almost like the small hamster wheel runs, which has a belt that then rotates the larger Ferris wheel also. So you go over and make a persuasion check.
I say, hamster, let's do a conga line. Oh, maybe.
And he looks over at you and he says, and it says, hamster, my name is Biscuit. And sure, you want to run? Let's run.
All right, Biscuit, Jellybean, Starfish, and Biscuit to the rescue.
Hazda, let's do it. And you guys start both running on the wheel. He's doing the hamster thing, and are you kind of getting all fours, or are you staying upright?
No, I'm staying upright, but I'm gonna grab his back hips and try to like do a conga line run with him so that we're running together.
Nice. Roll a dexterity check for me, or possibly acrobatics if you've got it.
All right.
All right, so you start doing it. You're like, yeah, we got this, and like you start pushing, and it's just like, boom, 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 boom. And he winds up on top of you, and he kind of pulls his face away and licks you. That didn't go very well. Let's do it one more time.
It might have been the 3 shots.
Yeah, I would say so. I hear alcohol does weird things to your body.
You've never drinking before?
That sounds terrible. I'm a hamster.
Let's get some drinks.
My name is, he says to the long off, voice of Panache. I am a hamster, but my name is Biscuit. Let's try it again. Okay, so roll a dexterity check again.
That's better.
All right. This time, you're like, okay, cool. I think I got how it works. You guys start running in tandem pretty well. Just and the speed of the wheel does start to increase, and you hear the patrons that are riding it. There's a couple of them. They're like, "What? Yeah!" And then there's ones like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" Like just the series of voices start to rotate closer and closer. Like, yeah. and one person's like, I'm gonna be and like you hear a wet splatter just on the ground next to you. You're like, yeah,
Moose.
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 And then Jeremy comes over. He's like, okay, Moose, let me one more shot on the house. Yeah, right this way. Come on, let's. Thanks, Biscuit. See you later. Let's not do that again. I think you made a halfling blow his lunch.
Jellybean.
Yes, Jellybean. Taking that name off the list of names to give people. All right. Cool. For our trio up top, what are you guys doing at this point?
I'm gonna go to where the windows are in the trees
Okay.
and kind of look inside really quick to see if.
They're a little bit higher up. There's like a door, and then there's no like ground level windows, but they're windows like kind of leading up the tree.
Okay, so I'll kind of fly up to those windows somewhat stealthily and
Fly
look
up?
in. Do I not need to fly up?
Do you have the ability to fly?
I have those wings, don't I? I thought we could use those to fly.
Oh, they're decorative. You can't actually fly with the butterfly wings.
Well, then I will be climbing.
Okay, so
Gonna climb the.
Yeah, why not?
Or
Okay. I mean, not suspicious at all. Just climbing someone's house. Fine.
Climbing a tree.
do we know
Happens all
you're
the
doing
time.
this?
I mean, you can see me do it.
I
Okay.
mean,
I want
he's
to
not trying to be stealthy
I
here.
want to see him do it and then pull out the pixie dust that I won
Mm-hmm.
and be like, and hey, why don't you try to use this instead and hand it to him?
Or, you could do it. Your wings are usable.
me.
Yeah, you.
All right. Yeah. Versus them trying to meander their way up, I'll fly up one of these trees
Kevin's just puts
and
the
look in
bag
the
back.
window.
Sounds good. So, Puddlemud, you are investigating.
Yes.
Okay, what are you looking for?
Looking for a figure without wings
That's shadowy.
or
Okay,
any
so you
suspicious looking behavior.
Okay, so you want to
people.
get up in there. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So sure, you go up and roll a perception check as you're kind of like looking through windows up near here.
You're just creeping on people. That's
Can I
fine.
do this at all, like slightly stealthily?
Yeah, you can roll stealth check here too.
Okay. I'm like,
Yep. You feel pretty invisible.
great, awesome. Now I'll do my perception check.
You go up and like
Feeling pretty invisible.
And
So
blind.
well, one can't be invisible without also being blind. That's how it works, right?
She closes her eyes and is like, "You can't see me."
Yep. So you go up and you're like, "Oh, I've never actually looked at these windows before," and it's like they are like candied glass. You can't see anything through these things. They are thick and distorted. Like, okay, there's a person, maybe.
Yeah, guys, these windows are really pretty, but really hard to see through, which is kind of contradicting what a window should be, but they're really pretty.
I'm gonna lean over to Locke and be like, "Isn't she supposed to be quiet?"
Yeah, I thought so.
Yep.
I'm just gonna put my thumbs up. That's it.
Can I
Yep.
also just like look around while I'm like up in the air to see if I see any?
The same perception check kind of like holds.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
just looking around, you do notice, the Ferris wheel, the wagons. You notice the Pixie Kingdom. The palace, which kind of sits at the far end of the Pixie Kingdom, which you've seen before. That's about it.
Alice. All right, I'm gonna fly down to them. Like, yeah, no, there's nothing.
There's nothing, or you saw nothing.
I I saw nothing.
Oh.
You were so stealthy about it.
Well, we got.
All right.
I mean, really, you disappeared, and then all of a sudden you started screaming.
It wasn't screaming, okay? It was shouting.
It was screaming.
Okay.
All right. What else are you guys doing? Kind of is the whole group.
How much time has passed since the crown at this point?
It's been about 15 more minutes since last time.
Okay, so at this point, I think Kevis would reach up and remember he has this flower crown on, still not knowing it's pink. Remembering the river that we had met up with Candlefoot and God damn it, can't remember her name. The mermaid. I think I would start to leave Pixie Kingdom to go water that, but as I leave, I want to take one more good look around as I'm outside and bigger.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
And I relay that I'm leaving to these guys.
Yep. 17. Yeah, you look around and like doesn't necessarily look like anything's happening nearby, but you do see like this pixie like rushing towards you guys, like waving and whatnot. She's got like pink and green hair and like pink and green wings and everything, like everything that like it's like Pinky if you took half of her color palette and like swapped it out for green. And she looks a little bit like a watermelon. Overall is she's like waving at everybody over there, and she says, hi, I'm Honey Melon. We were just going to get a fantastic round of hide and seek in the Pixie Kingdom going. If you are interested, we could use a few more players.
Yes, please. This is like my specialty. It's like the only thing I'm good at because I apparently can't see anything for the life of me.
And this was before I stepped out of Pixie Kingdom?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Part of like what you saw like as you were like looking around and stuff.
Sure. Why not? I've got time.
Okay, excellent. So here's how it goes. And she like pulls Dimple in with you guys. And Starfish, what are you doing?
I'm gonna join.
You in too? Okay. She says, okay, so the goal is to be the last one found. So there are several locations around here. There is Biscuits. You can go hide with Biscuit. He's at the Ferris wheel. You can go hide in the lake with the heron. You can go hide in flower beds. You can go hide like anywhere that you see in like one of the wagons, in like a bush. You can go hide at the palace. And you guys look over, and the palace is like this like intricately like carved building, a little bit like the Disney castles at like, but it's all made out of like various like cocoon matter. Like from like small bugs and like butterflies and stuff that have hatched, and they've arranged it beautifully. It's very round and stripy overall, but you're like, oh my goodness, how'd they do that? It's overall a very impressive structure. And she says, so if you you can go hide there, and then so I'll hide too, and then Starbug here, and she points to another pixie, and there's Starbug, and it's like stands up like real straight, like does a salute. I will find you all, ha ha! And it's like, okay, so on the count of 3, we're all going to go and hide, and we will hide, and then the last one gets to be the winner. On your mark, get set, go! And she darts off, kind of yellow or red and pink things just glitzing off of her as she flies. Okay. Okay. So I need everybody to roll a stealth check for me, please.
Morgan, I got a question. Would I be able to do my Mask of the Wild in this?
Let me see. I need to remember.
An attempt to hide even when only lightly obscured.
Oh, yeah, you can find some spaces, especially things like the flower bed, the heron pond, forest, bushes, things like that. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
I am actually going to.
I'm gonna. Yeah. No. Go ahead first.
I'm gonna come down here to the Ferris wheel and purposefully not hide and cast disguise self on myself.
Okay.
There were no rules, so
nope.
Cast disguise self and get in the Ferris wheel and just relax.
Getting in the Ferris wheel. Okay, is everybody hidden? Oh, and
I'm gonna. Can I go hide in the flower beds? Okay,
Yeah,
I
sure.
think I fit in there well.
I was gonna head to the lake, or not the lake, the pond.
See the flower beds like right there.
Oh my gosh.
Try to hide behind Biscuit.
Okay, sounds good. So as you go over to hide by Biscuits, it's like, oh, my running buddy, hi, yeah, hi, what's going on? Hey, do you want to do it again? Do you want to run again? Hey, we could go really fast. I know Jeremy said not to, but let's do it anyways. I think that sounds like a good time. What do you say? And he's being very loud.
Okay. I think I'm supposed to hide, but that sounds good too.
Okay. So you're just gonna join him?
Yeah, I'll just join him running.
All right, that explains the natural one. Okay, and then Pinky, where are you hiding?
The flowers.
The flowers.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm pink. I'm hoping that there's some pink flowers over here.
Okay, sounds good. As you go over, there's gossiping going on with the flowers. Be like, and it's like, oh, have you heard? Candlefoot and Palasha. Oh my God, they are so in love. And I heard that Candlefoot, like, he lost his voice during the proposal. Oh my God, how terrible is that? Oh, that'd be so embarrassing. I feel so bad for him. And they're also being like loud and gossipy and whatnot. Like, okay, I thought, like, maybe I'll blend in, and you're like, oh boy, this place is loud. What do you do?
I'm gonna lean down and be like, hey guys, could you guys be quiet for a moment? I'm sure this is lovely conversation you guys are having, but I'm trying to hide, and I'd really appreciate if you would help me out by being quiet.
Roll a persuasion check.
Please be not horrible. Okay.
Okay. So like, oh, hi, Pinky. Yeah, sure. Sorry. Geez, you were so fast, and like we didn't even see you come in. Sorry. We know we do typically like try to like keep it down when people are hiding near us because we know this is a big thing in Pixie Kingdom. So yeah, you got it. No problem.
Thanks.
And they like lean in a little bit closer, and they're like starting to talk a little bit more closely now.
Awesome.
And with your perception, like as they continue to talk, they're like, "Oh my gosh, did you hear? Have you heard that Burley? Like, he likes to, do philosophy conversations with Featherine. She's always going on and on about like, oh, what if the world was like this? And like, she's already like asking really flighty questions. And like, anybody, Burley the Bugbear. Oh my gosh, can you imagine that he's the one that entertains her? Oh, that's so great. Good for them." He's got brains and bronze. Isn't that so nice? Okay, and Kevis, where are you at?
By the pond.
By the pond. Okay. You come over and this large, thin, tall bird is like playing in the water, and she sees you come over and like, "Oh, hello! Oh, isn't it so nice here? The weather is lovely today. I'm Beatrice, by the way." And she like sticks out like a very long, like clawed leg towards you, and like offers you like the talon and like a shake her hand type method.
Yeah, I'll reach out and shake her hand.
Like, "Hello, nice to meet you. Oh, what are you doing here today? What have you come for? Oh my god, what is your favorite thing you've seen so far?"
I kind of step back after being like loaded with questions. One, we're kind of in the middle of hide and seek, so if you could help, that'd be awesome. And
roll your perception or your persuasion check.
Ooh.
Like, all right. She's like, "Oh, you want some help to hide? Oh, sure, no problem. Come over to my nest." And she like stalks over and she's like, "Here, take a look. You can plop yourself inside and I'll just like lounge in front of it." So be like, "Is this good enough?"
I'm immediately
And
gonna
like
do
her.
it.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, and locks on the Ferris wheel, Zarius, or excuse me, I'm trying to get used to the pixie names too.
Panache.
Panache and Dimple, and Dimple like flies up into a tree and just like sits there, and he like starts hopping side to side like and like actually looks very much so like a normal bird from that high up. Okay, so Honeymelon comes around and she starts looking for everybody, and all of a sudden she goes, "Oh, this one was too easy. Hi." Oh no, not Honeymelon. What's her name? Starbug. Like, "Oh, this one's too easy. I got you. Hey, you big red fella in the cage with the hamster." "Oh, sorry, Biscuit. I meant Biscuit. I didn't say hamster." Hi. All right, you're out. Everybody do it again. All right, everybody come on out. Oh, sorry. And actually, never mind. Everybody can stay where they are just to kind of expedite this part. So he goes around. Who had the next lowest perception check or stealth check? After Moose's one.
I think me.
All right.
I have a question.
What'd you have?
Can I pull out the wooden wand that I won and cast I can't fucking say this spell.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah. And I'm in the nest. Can I make it look like the nest is just covered in like twigs and stuff over the top of me, along with the bird that's helping?
There is some limitations to what prestidigitation can do. But let me remind myself, because there's prestidigitation and then there's also something else that's very similar to it.
Minor illusion, probably.
Snuff out a candle, clean or soil an object. Make a color smaller.
Are you thinking of Druidcraft?
You can basically like make some flowers bloom on the nest. Like you can kind of like get down in there, and there's like one particular gap you can like make it bloom with flowers for a moment. Or rather like just kind of or like some moss and stuff. Yeah, go ahead and, with the help of the heron, because your persuasion check was really high, go ahead and roll your stealth check one more time.
That is so much better.
Okay, 18.
No,
22 total. Okay, gotcha. So at this point, who's got the lowest?
Zeris roll?
Yep, he got a 23.
So then it'd be me next with a 19.
Okay. And real quick, Panache, go ahead and roll a deception check with your Mask of Many Faces, and that'll be your roll instead of a stealth check. Whew, okay. Yeah, he goes over and he finds you, Pinky, and he's like, "Hey, hi, Pinky. I found you. I knew it last time we played. You blended in with the pink, and I remembered. Ha, got you this time."
Well, it was fun.
Yep. Okay.
You can't win every game.
I can try.
Yep. And then he goes around, and you guys like kind of have that like tense moment, like, are they gonna find me? Are they gonna find me? Are they gonna find me? And he comes over and he's like, "Beatrice, are you helping them again? Why are there new flowers on your nest?" "Ah, there's the guy. Hi, I got you." And then he flies up and he eventually finds oh geez, it is hard keeping names like this in my head. He finds Dimple up in the tree, be like, "You just can't sit still. I found you because of that. But hey, that's pretty good because you're up here jumping around. You look like a normal sized bird from like that far away. It just took me a minute to come up and find you. But like, hey, I got you. Haha. Cool. You're it. Man, where's that last guy? I am having a super hard time."
And I turn off my illusion now.
and it like takes a minute, and like, do you start waving or like getting his attention at all?
Do I notice that everybody else has been caught?
Yeah, you're kind of
Yeah.
like, as you rotate around, you get like a good sense of like what's going on.
Yeah, I stand up and wave down at him.
Oh, look at that. That is such a good technique. I'll have to remember that one. That is fantastic. Okay, we have a winner. Panache. I've heard your name. Panache is the winner of the hide and seek at this time. Congratulations. And he like lays his like he like puts his hands down in like a big flourish.
And I'm gonna dance, even though it's not locked that he's saying. He says panache. So
Nice, yeah. Okay, and here, catch. And he quickly like throws a little bag over to you, and you catch it, and it is a bag of pixie dust. Like, that is your prize. That'll work forever. Doesn't even have to work in the Pixie Kingdom. You can take it wherever you want.
oh, cool.
Thanks for playing hide and seek Pixie Kingdom. And like, as he does, like, all the pixies that are in there, they get really excited, like, "Oh my gosh, that's the best game." And like, they just start cheering, and they like all wave at Panache, the winner.
And I wave back. Yay!
A little bit like a queen on parade as you like go around the Ferris wheel a couple more times, like.
Me and Biscuit slow the Ferris wheel down a little bit so that he can really wave at everybody.
Sounds good.
Nice.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do in Pixie Kingdom?
I think
Hey,
Kevis. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you might want to water that crown of yours sometime soon.
Yeah. After that game, Kevis is going to start making his way back to the previous spot, like behind the Hall of Illusions, to get water. And then just looking out and seeing if anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, you guys can all leave. And as you like basically leave the borders of the Pixie Kingdom, regardless of which method you do it, through the arch or like in between a couple of shops or whatever, like basically as soon as you walk onto like what is the main thoroughfare, it's just like, and you grow rather rapidly, and you kind of have to like catch yourself, and it's like, oh, that's disorienting, as you kind of like re-enter like your previous point of view and whatnot. And you see Eli is sitting up there, dancing and goofing around and doing things with Candlefoot.
Can I say that at this point I've started improvising with the miming, the pantomiming with him.
Yeah.
First, using the what was it? It was the face paint to disguise self to make myself look more like a pantomime.
Oh, nice. Okay, the magical face paint.
Yeah, and then also like as I'm pretending to be in a box, using the I had something else. Yeah, I have like a puppet in the shape of a wizard that lets me cast minor illusion. I like to cast minor illusion to I have like a little glass box show up around me as I'm pantomiming being in a box.
As you're doing it, all right, sounds good. Go ahead and roll a performance check with advantage for sure. And it's advantage, and it's a pretty low DC because you're using a bunch of tools on this. I like it. Natural 20.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. All right. So as you're doing this, and Candlefoot is like, he gets really into it, and he like comes over to the box and he like tries to push on it. You actually see his feet like slipping as he's trying to push it, which you're not sure how he's doing that. And he like takes what looks like a hammer and like kind of hammers down a nail and like goes to like hammer the box and like. And like he can't, and he's like acting like it's an impenetrable thing with you. And you guys have drawn quite a crowd at this point. It's about 30 or 40 people that have just kind of stopped. It's actually kind of obscuring traffic. And there's a goblin that's like, "Hey, keep it moving. We gotta." Oh, wow, they're good. So you are being very successful in your first attempts in your life at being a mime. With a little bit of magical aid. And the puppet on your hand, he's also having no luck in getting out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
You guys come up and see your grumpy little goblinoid friend is putting on a hell of a show.
You guys, I think they're trapped in there.
I want to walk over to Moose and be like, why don't you go punch it and see if you can help him?
I probably should try to get him out of the box.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Go punch it.
I'm going to come over and say, do you need help in your box? Can you hear me in there? And I'm like just yelling at him.
I just want to be like, I don't think he can hear you.
He says he can't hear me.
And Zarius is like, oh, this is going to go so poorly. I can't wait.
You want me to get you out of the box?
We need him. Moose, come on. Try to get him out.
I'm going to try to get him out. I'm just going to do like a two-fisted like smash down onto the box.
God.
Okay.
Whack him in the face.
Roll an attack check, an unarmed strike. Oh gosh.
He's gonna knock him out.
Oh
no.
Well, he's not trained, so it's just one damage, right?
No, he's trying to break the thing. It's not like I'm going for like a normal punch thing here.
Was 5 damage.
Okay. Eli, Moose comes in and like tries to starts to fist slam. What are you doing in all this?
Just surprised that a giant man is coming to hit me. I don't know what's going on. I'm just still miming. I'm putting on a show and this dude's trying to hit me.
I would dodge.
Get him out. I'll get you out.
Yep. And like at that
I can't break the act.
and at that point, like the hands come down and like they just pass right through the illusion. And yeah, they like, you punch Eli and like he just goes tumbling backwards, just and like you even go down and like it's such a strong blow that it actually like cracks some of the wood underneath. And the box is still there with your hands inside of it. And the entire crowd seems like there's like a kind of a collective like, oh,
You ruined my show. Why? Why'd you ruin my show?
I needed to get you out.
Look at the crowd I had. This was amazing. This
They
was
were
the
worried
best
about
moment
you.
of my life.
They were worried about you. You're welcome.
I want to walk up to
No.
Eli, pat him on the shoulder, and be like, "See, this is why you shouldn't go around punching people because they will punch back."
Look, watch this, and I punch him in the knee.
Me?
Yes.
and you feel absolutely nothing. It's approximately the equivalent of like getting pawed by a cat.
I just want to pat him on the
You,
head.
you see?
You taught me a lesson, and at that point, I'm just gonna continue walking to the river.
Yep. And at this point, Candlefoot like stands up and like kind of like tries to like hype up the crowd and like does a big bow and then like shows over to you, Eli, and like trying to get the crowd into it, and the crowd cheers and claps, and there's a couple of like things that are like thrown at your feet for like a good performance, like another wizard puppet and one of those edible tulips.
Yeah, I'll pick up a tulip and I'll chew on it as I'm leaving out with my friends.
All right. This one tastes like Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Best kind of Tuesday.
Yep.
I'm gonna renew my search for the bird person that's not a bird person.
Okay.
I'm
go ahead.
also staying back and looking for this person because I'm not going anywhere near there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Both of
Can't
us?
do investigation.
Nope, because you are looking.
I'm just
Are you
Pinky,
helping
are-
me, Pinky, or are you doing this on your own?
Pinky's a little freaked out right now.
Yeah,
She's a little out of it.
she's like, oh yeah, I'll help. Ugh. No, and actually, you can. Yes. Sorry, Jason, I said the wrong thing. Yeah, it's like you're trying to deduce clues onto like where this bird, not a bird person, might be. So yeah, you can roll investigation instead. So just modify your previous roll to include your bonuses for investigation instead of perception.
Yeah, add 1. 15.
Okay, 15. Yeah, you're looking around, and you know, kind of down south, next to the tent where you guys like went to catch the dragons. You do see somebody who has a similar gait to the way that Zarius moves, but it's not a redheaded human. This time you see just a flat-faced dwarf woman with like a little bit of like scruff in her hair and like spiky hair, who in his dark hair, and she's like kind of like moving around, and you see her go over and like slap an ice cream out of a kid's hands and like scoot like into the crowd, and you lose her.
All right.
And you hear, and from a fair distance away, you hear, "My ice cream!"
I'm gonna motion to Pinky since she's closest to me. Be like, there's a dwarf that moves similar to Zarius, and she just smacked ice cream out of the hands of a child. I'm gonna try to find her.
All right, yeah, I'll come with you.
Okay, are you guys all going?
I'm not there. I'm at the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevis is over like dunking his head into the water or something.
That's not how you water.
No,
the
I want to
flower.
pull it off and stick it in, and then notice that it's pink.
You try to take it off.
Oh,
You can't. It's stuck.
okay, so I don't know it's pink.
Nope. You still don't know it's pink.
You could look in the water.
Yeah. As you like, oh great. Like, okay, I guess I'll have to like. Oh, if I grab it in my hands and like try to lift it up, it'll just like get everywhere. Like, okay, fine. So yeah, you bend over and you're like, what? And you do notice that like the river reflection, has pink flowers instead of white, like they were before.
I still have that thing where I find everything funny, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
So ungrudgingly, I bust out laughing, but also slightly cursing at Pinky under my breath.
Sounds good.
Do I see anything like not within the carnival, but out like the outskirts of it? Any figures that resemble anything that we've seen?
No, you look out and it's just like the carnival set up in like a large field. You don't see any figures actually. Like you see a few people like walking the winding river that kind of surrounds the carnival. But really it's like you don't see anybody past like a few like dozen yards beyond the river.
Okay.
So they just kind of taper off and there's nothing there.
I'll eventually probably go to find the rest of the group after I'm done dunking my head in water.
Okay. And you see them and you come back, they're gone. You're like roll a perception check for me to try to track down where they went.
At this point, I shouldn't even, because I originally wanted to break off from people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see shit.
I mean,
You're really not
Like-
trying.
you're like, whatever. I'll find them or I won't.
I'm just wander off then. At this point, not really looking for them intensely, more trying to look for the weird figures that we've seen, all the different ones.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything. You're like, okay, I kind of lost myself for a minute. All right, and you guys start chasing this dwarven figure around. Go ahead and roll another investigation check for me, and it can be assisted if you want. Okay, 18. You look over and there's a few balloons that are starting to like drift up out of the crowd, and you hear another crying child. And you look over and again with the gate, like the little bird, and you're like, what is going on? And you see running away is like a blue-skinned tiefling, just running through the crowd, kind of heading up towards the north.
Is he the only one who sees us?
No. Well, yeah, he's the one that sees it, but he can relay it to the group.
Okay.
Moose was distracted by the Cyclops staring thing as he was walking by, so he never really got past that.
All right, what else are you guys doing?
So it looks like they're terrorizing kids. You see those balloons that just flew up? They just knocked that out of a kid's hands, and they changed forms also. So now they're a tiefling. So really, we can't look for what they look like. We have to look for either the gate where they're walking like a bird would walk, or look for people terrorizing kids. And I'm
Are
gonna.
they Are they wearing wings?
Were they?
Yeah, with your investigation check, yeah, they were wearing wings.
Yes.
The wings are white with like faint orange outlines and like
Have they changed?
yes, but
So when they so yeah, so don't look at the color of the wings, but yes, they do have wings.
Okay.
So we've had
Did you
ice
see where
cream. They're going north.
Boy. Well, I'll chase you down. You want to just like tackle to them to the ground when you see them next or something?
I pretty much do. They keep terrorizing kids.
Yeah, just go for it. Well,
Evis, what are you doing at this point?
Knowing that Pinky works at the Lost and Found, I think he would start making his way over there. Eventually,
Okay.
hoping. I just want to point out, you're telling him to tackle, but previous sessions you told me not to cause problems. Just putting that out there. I guess along the way, still keeping a lookout constantly for anything that seems out of the ordinary.
Okay. For the moment, you don't see much. There does seem to be an uptick in like crying children all of a sudden. And Moose, what are you up to? Are you engaged with the Cyclops?
Yeah, I want to do the Cyclops game.
Okay, cool. So over here, it's like, welcome back. Okay, so you know the rules. All right, go over here, take your Cyclops, and give it a stare down. All right.
I know. I give myself guidance and say, never trust all-purpose glue.
That is a fair point. Go ahead and roll a Constitution check for me, please.
That's a 10.
10, and then add your guidance.
D4. One more. 11.
11. Okay, just rediscovering. There we go. All right, you're sitting there and you're staring at it, and it's staring at you, and you start to feel one of your eyes twitch. And you like kind of like halfway like close your eye, like you don't close your lid all the way, but you're like trying to wet the rest of your eye by like almost blinking, but not quite. And then all of a sudden it's like dang it. It doesn't work. And the Cyclops stares at you, and like as it wins, it goes.
I'll get you next time.
So no joy. Moose has lost every game that he has been a part of, even when it's the stats that he's good at.
he's trying.
Yep.
All the shots probably aren't helping.
Probably not. At some point, you're like, that Cyclops definitely became a Biclops for sure. I don't mislabeled somewhere. All right. So you guys are going up top, and we just got distracted along the way, and you guys are just heading north.
Yeah. When's the next investigation check?
That'll be now. It takes about like 15 minutes, like each time that you like spend to like scan the crowd, figure this out.
Well, let's check that out. A 20 and a 1.
Nice. Okay. This time you're getting kind of used to what this thing moves like, and you're beginning to track it, and it goes through, and it takes you guys kind of intersect with Kevis as like you're going like, hey, follow us. And like, okay, cool. And you guys go over and you see, excuse me, you see, like this lion face person. And it's a particularly strange gait on the lion. It kind of looks like they have a limp. It's like an old man, and they're like covering it up with like the use of a cane. But a natural 20 will do it. And they sneak into the Dragonfly Rides area over here. What are you guys doing?
We're
I'm gonna
following him.
tackle it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, it was a fair ways ahead of you. So like as you get in there, you get up to there, and you don't see anybody immediately. But like as you go in, like somebody like is like picking themselves up off the ground and like brushing off their face. It's like this human male that just looks like he looks shocked. Like he's like, why did I fall? What was that? And there's like a little bit of smear of like ketchup or like some sort of sauce on his face. You guys go in and you see the big tree that was doing the seeds and stuff a little while ago. It had been providing welcome gifts and made Pinky and why do I have two of everything? Made Pinky and Kevis excited about everything. And let me get the right person up. You see the treant. He's about 8 feet tall or so, and I'm just grabbing his picture so I can put it back in the chat. And you see the little squirrel that's there too, and he's running this Dragonfly Ride section. Welcome, come on over and try out the Dragonfly. They'll send you all around the carnival. It's a lot of fun. Come on, come and try it. And the little squirrel's like, yes, come get a ride, please. Oh, that purple one's. That one is particularly exciting. Good choice, young man. All right, you over there. You come here. I see you. Come here. And like they're just like running the rides, punching people's tickets, and there's 8 colorful dragonflies that are sitting on these like large lily pads. And every time like the little red squirrels like coordinating and like pointing to them and like having them like come in, and they the dragonflies can come in, pick somebody up. There's saddles on them and they go off. And as you guys get in here and start looking around for a moment, like, okay, what do they look like now? Excuse me, they you look around and you hear whoa, no, and you look and there's this turquoise and fuchsia colored dragonfly that is on a very close lily pad, one where you can looks like you could just like, it's like a foot or two away from the water. And there's this dwarf who's like hanging upside down in it with like blonde hair and like long braids in both his beard and his hair, and he's like hanging upside down in the saddle, and the dragonfly's like kind of going crazy and like trying to take off, but like it's kind of like jostling this guy around. It looks like something's very wrong there. What do you guys do?
Do we see anybody around that's like? Wait, stupid question. Anybody that seems like they're not reacting like the more common way, like people would be freaking out or like, oh my god. Is there anyone that's just kind of either like laughing, no emotion, anything around watching him?
Roll an insight check. Dirty 20?
Yep.
All right. No. Everybody seems to be like in genuine awe and like surprise.
How far away is the lily pad from land?
From land, it's only about a foot away. Likely that you like jump onto the lily pad, and then it's big enough that the dragonfly comes and sits down and whatnot in front of you.
So the dragonfly's floating and the guy's hanging above the lily pad?
The dragonfly is a few feet off the ground, buzzing, like getting ready to take flight, and the guy is like dangling on the side of it, getting freaked out. Like, help, help. And the dragonfly like starts to take off a little bit more, and like it's higher, and like he's just hanging there ragdolling. He's like trying to like curl himself up to like adjust the straps. He's like, and he looks down at the lily pad. He's like, oh no, oh no. As he starts getting higher and realize, and like he stops trying to release himself.
I'm gonna fly up to the dragonfly and see if I can get it to calm down.
Tell it to land.
Roll an animal handling check.
Oh boy. Should I just use my pink dice?
Sure.
That's a 9 plus what? 2, 11.
Okay. An 11?
Yeah.
And Locke, are you saying anything, or are you doing anything at this moment?
I'm going to trust that Pinky and Kevis have that, and keep looking to see if this is a distraction, so the other thing can get away. I'm gonna start looking for the other thing.
Okay.
So-
You can roll your own insight check to kind of read the crowd. You're a little distracted by the guy screaming on the dragonfly. And you thought you were getting close, and then all of a sudden, like, they're gone, and you're trying to figure out like where they went. You're not picking them up. And okay. And Eli, what are you doing? Where are you?
Well, I'm behind everybody. I'm still confused at what's going on with the dragonflies. I'm really just paying attention to the big dragonflies and keeping an eye on them.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, and this dragonfly with the dwarf, Pinky, you go up and like try to calm it down, and it doesn't seem to be paying attention to you, and it seems a little spooked, and it picks up and it starts heading off and starts going above like the food court with this guy like dangling and hanging on its side. And are you guys just looking around still?
All right, I'm gonna go over to the treant and the hamster, or whatever it was, squirrel, and say, "Hey, that firefly just took off, and that dwarf wasn't in the firefly. Can you call him back?"
No, I can't. They just return on their own, man. They're trained to wait until they have the signal to go. I don't know what's happening here. Oh man, that's not good at all. And he seems a little bit too laid back for the situation. Like not necessarily giving it as much credence as you think he should.
This person could die.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so here, usually it costs a punch. Go get yourself a dragonfly and go get them. They won't come back. We have to go physically grab them. I'm too big. I'll weigh the dragonfly down.
Oh, okay. So I go grab a dragonfly and tell the dragonfly that we're gonna try to aim the dragonfly at it.
Okay, it starts buzzing off about 20 feet in the air. This one's green with like black stripes all down it, in kind of like a tiger stripe pattern. And it starts buzzing off, and it starts going to the left, like kind of doing a lazy loop. And it's going directly away from
I'm gonna use my knees like riding a horse, and kind of point it.
Okay, roll an animal handling check, please.
Yeah, this is gonna go really well. Fuck.
Okay, you're like, come on, thing, move, and it just seems to be running like kind of like a normal course. And like as you kind of think back about like throughout the fair, you've seen dragonflies just going overhead, kind of in like a lazy figure 8 motion. And it seems to be doing its own, like
I'm gonna
it's
use
training.
light Because sometimes dragonflies are attracted to light, and I'm going to put the light right on the other dragonfly and have it kind of flit
okay.
around right on top of it.
Okay, so you throw it like on a piece of the saddle or something, because you can't light up a creature, but an object
Right.
can.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another animal handling check. And it's a higher DC because you've already failed once. Okay, that'll do. And you kind of point to, like, look over there, and like on the knob on the on the saddle that people can grip onto, starts pulsating, and you get it to go over, and in a couple of moments you do catch up to the other dragonfly, and the guy's, help me, help.
All right. How close am I?
You're probably within 10 feet. These are large creatures, so there's about a 5-foot gap between them.
Can I jump from mine to that one?
You can try. So go ahead and give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
One sec. Yep, that'll be acrobatics. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Okay.
Hey, how close are they to us?
I'm gonna sprinkle my pixie dust on me.
He's dead.
Okay. First of all, the natural one does play though, and you go to jump, and you didn't keep track of where your footing was, and your foot gets caught in the reins, and as you jump, it kind of snags you, and you you get caught, and you are also swinging underneath the dragonfly like the person you were trying to save. And yeah, you can try your pixie dust.
I sprinkle the pixie dust on me.
All right, sounds good. And now make a dexterity check, essentially to untangle yourself, like to orient yourself, like with this new ability to fly, and like get your foot out and kind of like right yourself. Okay, a 22. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, you're like, and you take off after the dragonfly. And it is a bit faster than you naturally, so you have to like sprint towards it. But within a couple of rounds, you're able to get up to the dragonfly itself. And the dwarf is like, how are you flying? I don't understand.
Don't look gift horses in the mouth.
I don't want horse. You're a person. He seems disoriented and out of it. Okay, what are you doing this time?
I'm going to grab him.
Okay. Make a grapple check. Essentially contested by the dragonfly, who's like still pulling him along.
How is he held up?
He
I thought he was holding on.
No, like he's hanging off of the side, like upside down. His feet are like wrapped in the stirrup, and like the reins are like twisted around his leg, and like he's just bobbing and like dangling there.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab his hand, like you hold on to my hand, and I'm going to fly onto the saddle and try to pull him up. So not against the dragonfly. It's going to be more like trying to get him back in the saddle again. Back in the saddle again.
Mike's singing it too. Okay, that would be. Yeah, go ahead and give me a dexterity check, just a general one, because this is you're trying to grab him and coordinate the efforts to go up and like reassess him. And so there's a lot of moving parts to this. Okay, and that will be and we'll do that contested by like the Dragonfly. Okay, and not good enough. You come over, you kind of jerk on the Dragonfly's reins, and kind of like swerves and slows down a little bit. You kind of grab him by the hand, fly up, and he's kind of a heavy dude, being a dwarf, and you eventually like put him in the saddle and go ahead and give me an animal handling check one more time. With advantage, as you guys are, now that he's in the saddle, you guys are trying to like calm the Dragonfly down and like get it to like go back to where it's supposed to be. Okay. The 17 settles, and like his breathing like calms down, and you get the Dragonfly, and you start to like corral it, and anytime it tries to go off course, you're like there to like kind of like mess with it and like get it back on course, and like you're kind of like boxing it in, and you're able to kind of like return it back to the Dragonfly ride area. And as you come in, there's a host of people that start cheering, and like there's like a lot of people, including some of your friends, are like standing on the nearby gate. Nobody's riding the Dragonflies anymore at the moment, but they're all like looking around, kind of like watching this happen on the horizon. And you come in, and there is a large round of applause and cheering for you as you enter back into the Dragonfly Lily Pond. Yeah, woo! And the kind of lackadaisical tree is like, whoa, that was awesome! Way to go! That was some crazy stuff right now, but you managed to pull it off, man.
Are you high?
Oh, no, man, life is just good. You know?
Gotcha.
No, life should just be enjoyed. There's lots of things to enjoy, even crazy moments like that. There was some excitement there. Hey, I'm so sorry. Hey, let me give you a free ticket. 8 more punches to enjoy the Carnival ride. And he's talking to the dwarf. Like, I'm so sorry that it got spooked. That doesn't happen usually. So sorry. I hope you tell your friends. Come back.
I'm gonna ask the dwarf what happened.
And the dwarf is just like, he's just kind of holding this ticket, and he's just like kind of mentally stunned for a second, and like obviously shaking, like possibly going into like some sort of shock. Like, what?
I'm gonna put my arm around his shoulders.
Huh.
It's like, let's sit down for a second. You've been through a lot.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
So what happened up there?
Well, it wasn't what happened up there. It's what happened down here. I was about to get on the ride. I was really looking forward to this. I've heard of like really great things with this, and like, oh my gosh, have you ever been on a Dragonfly ride? Like, I haven't until now, but it was really, really great. And I've heard it was really great, but oh man, I did not enjoy that. And he's just rambling. Like you haven't caught him.
Yeah.
He's being extremely vague and just like talking about like everything that's just going through his mind.
So what happened down here?
I don't know. I was getting on the fly. Dragonfly fly. They fly in the air. And there's these like covers that go over the Dragonfly's eyes for a second while they're on the pads, and like as soon as mine were taken off, I was like standing, and then there's just this big flash, like and I was like, whoa! And then like all of a sudden it jerked my dragon, and like I lost control of the reins, and I fell, and I started dangling, and then I went on this wild ride, and dude, you saved me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I don't think I like bugs anymore.
Just stay down here on the ground, relax for a little bit. You'll be fine.
Sure. Phew, sure. I need a drink. And he like stands up and like wanders off. And he's like, and he kind of looks at his hands like, "Oh, that's for you. You have that. Bye." And he points to the ticket with it punches on it, or with the empty ticket.
Okay. Thank you.
And unlike when you guys tried to exchange tickets before, this guy didn't. You go to like pick it up, and you're able to. It's able to come into your grasp. And the treant comes over. It's like, "Hey, that's cool, man. That doesn't happen very often. Usually, when a ticket is given to somebody, they immediately take ownership of it. That ownership has magic and it binds the ticket to them. That guy didn't connect with it at all. So now he's giving it to you and you can actually use it. That's cool."
Yeah.
Yeah. So like what are you guys doing here? You seem to be going pretty well. Hey Red, will you go handle the customers, please? And the little squirrel goes, "Yeah, sure, no problem." "Hey, you over there, you ride the blue one." "No, I don't care that you don't like blue. You get to ride that one." And it starts just going off.
We were
So what
following
do
a
you
friend of ours that looked like a lion.
A lion. Oh man, I haven't seen a lion person on this world yet. That's cool. I didn't know there were very many here.
No, this was more of an illusion.
Oh, illusion. Like what kind?
Like the illusionary kind.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, so why are you trying to find this lion? You guys seem to be
We're
know,
playing hide
doing
and
stuff.
seek.
Oh, have you tried the Pixie Kingdom? They do that. They're really good at that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you see somebody disguised by an illusion, if you could let us know, that'd be great.
Sure, I don't think I know how to look through illusions very well, but if I happen to, I'll like let you know. What are you guys? Who are you guys? How do I contact you? Because sometimes it's cool when like adventurers come through and there's like exciting stuff happening.
Do you know Pinky? I mean, you could always get in touch with Pinky.
Yeah, what's up, Pinky?
Hey!
Northwind, yeah, and that's Red.
Nice.
That's little Red.
Yeah. Good to see you again.
Yep.
Have,
Likewise.
have you noticed any other crazy things going around besides what just happened now?
Not at the moment, but there is like lots of cool, crazy stuff that happens here, you know? Like nothing as wild as what just happened. I just like know what this place is like.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, and have you seen Mr. Witch late or no, I meant Mr. Light. Have you seen Mr. Light today at all, Pinky?
Yeah, I saw them earlier today in the staff area.
Oh, that's cool. Was he super happy? I feel like the carnival's got a good vibe going on today. Was his wand doing the thing and was it spinning?
Was it spinning? I don't think I saw it spinning.
At the time, it seemed to be spinning very slowly.
Yeah, it was spinning.
All right, well, cool. Yeah, if Mr. Witch, like, oh man, I keep saying the wrong thing. Mr. Light. Well, when the carnival's happy, he's happy. It's always a good time to see him like smiling and walking around and stuff, right? You gonna see him at the big top today?
When is that gonna happen? Is that soon?
Oh man, that's in like an hour. Yeah, it's kind of like the midday celebration thing, right? Yeah. Like,
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll for sure be going to that. Are you gonna be there?
Yeah, I'm gonna give some more seeds out to people. People like to try to catch them. It's really fun.
It is pretty fun.
Yeah. Oh, Pinky, you caught one earlier. I see your giggles. I gave you the giggles, didn't I?
did.
That's rad. Oh, you too, Sour Man. I see it on you too.
Kev is just gonna start walking like when you're trying not to laugh and you're holding it in and he's gonna walk away, but he's trying not to laugh, but he's going to end up laughing.
Yeah, he's like, I heard a scuff from him, like the type of thing, that kind of laugh.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
He's slowly starting to loosen up a little bit, I think.
In this conversation, once I finally kind of get my bearings, I want to walk back up and be like, try to pull Pinky to the side, kind of not like interrupting it, but just kind of standing there like, hey, I need to talk to you.
Oh, well, I hope I see you at the big top later today. I think my friends.
Oh yeah, for sure. See you later, little pinks.
See ya.
All right, hey Red, come here. Let's talk about dragons.
That guy's quite interesting. Happened to overhear talking about Mr. Light. He's going to be at the big top.
Yeah, it's like a midday kind of giant event that's happening, I believe.
Okay. Something interesting. What was the guy's name? Did he ever give us his name? The tree?
The tree? Oh, his name is Northwind.
Northwind. Why was Northwind so interested in Mr. Light's staff and if it was spinning?
Do I kind of know that it kind of gives an indication?
Yeah. Yeah, it's tied to the mood of the carnival.
Well, it is a pretty good indication, at least overall, to kind of the mood and the vibe of the carnival at the time. Why?
At that point, Jason, are you nearby?
I was talking to the tree, so yeah, I would have been nearby.
I think at this point I would call at least everyone over that's near us.
I feel like it's an interrogation again.
I feel like you are telling us shit.
I feel like I'm just always in the hot seat.
So I would relay.
And
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and Moose, at this time, have you been looking for the group?
Well, I've just been wandering around, kind of looking for them. But I also saw somebody wearing a top hat, and so I've been shopping for a top hat.
Okay, sounds good. If over here, this is like the hat shop that Kevis went to. Everywhere that you talk to people, they're like, "Oh yeah, go to Bixie's. Bixie's has good hats." So you wind up there, and it's the same like gnome trio that you saw before. Hey, welcome, big fella. What are you up to? What do you want?
I saw somebody with a top hat and wanted a top hat.
Oh well, they must have brought that in with them. We don't really sell top hats. Usually, our stuff is usually a little bit more crazy. Do you want a top hat, or do you want something like a little bit more spectacular?
I want a top hat.
Got it. All right, well, that'll be a ticket punch.
Okay.
Cool. What color? Black?
Black.
Black. Okay, sure. And like his people go through and be like, huh? And it takes them about 30, 45 seconds to make a top hat. Like, this is one of the more simple designs that we've ever done. So here you go. And he kind of like tosses it up and like straight onto your head.
Nice. I have to like put my head down though so that it slides onto the horns correctly. But yeah, it gets on there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's big enough to kind of accommodate your horns in like it goes on top and then it kind of has like an arch on the back to kind of handle your horns properly. So it's functional, and there's there's just like two holes that your horns go through. So you like put it on, and then there's a hole for your head too.
Cool.
So Moose has a has a form-fitting top hat. Okay, and then you're pretty close. You're able to like jump down here and join these guys. And Zarius is just like hopping around, and he comes back and he's got like a lollipop in his hands.
As Moose is coming up to the group, I'd like to just What's that?
I was just talking to Zarius, like, hey guys, what I missed? I wandered off.
As Moose is coming up, under my breath and kind of just so nobody can see me, I'd like to cast Toll the Dead on him.
Roll a sleight of hand check. Or is it does it have a somatic components? The S on the spell?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, cool. So you have to move your hand. Cool, yeah, so go ahead and roll sleight of hand. Moose. Nope, actually I'll just take that against Moose's passive perception.
Okay.
The match.
I still cast it.
Oh yeah, it's just whether or not he notices.
Okay.
That's a tie. So go ahead and interesting opposing skill checks on a tie. Both of you roll a d20 for me. Just whoever gets the higher value wins. 6.
What is the 6 from? I rolled a 17.
Oh, a 17. Okay, you definitely it's pretty subtle, but you see Eli just go yeah, and all of a sudden you hear like a boom, and like hit, and then go roll a wisdom saving throw for me, Moose.
No,
Ew.
no.
All right, Eli, go ahead and roll your Toll of the
It's
Dead damage.
Yeah, it's a 1d12. I don't know how to make it a 1d12 though.
Go ahead and just roll a
I'm-
d12.
I'm not
there it
injured
is.
right
I
now,
s-
so it
Oh,
should
so
be
it's
a
a D8.
1d8.
How are you not injured? You jumped onto a pie and took like 6 damage.
He
I healed
himself
myself.
later.
How did?
Did
he
you get
heal
into
himself.
a fight too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got into a fight.
I did get into the fight with the ogre, but I didn't take
Oh,
damage during that.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So
How about that?
8 points of damage. All
Roll
right, so
8.
Bane, all of a sudden your head is just like, oh man, ow, that hurt.
Hangovers
see him.
don't usually hit in the middle of the day.
I see him in a lot of pain. I'm like, Moose, are you all right?
Yeah, I got a headache right now. You ever like hear like a loud bell go off in your head?
Can't say that I have.
It doesn't feel good.
All right.
All right. So meanwhile, while those shenanigans are happening, what are the rest of you guys doing?
So Kevis, one would look at that and just shake his head. We'll deal with that later. 2, at this point, I would imagine everyone's over, so I would start explaining kind of what me and Pinky were talking about in regards to Mr. Light's staff, how it really reflects the kind of atmosphere, and then say, so from my understanding, he said it was spinning. You said it was spinning fairly slow, and now
I said it was spinning. I didn't say how fast it was spinning.
Okay, then I would ask how fast was it spinning, because yeah, I would just ask that.
It's spinning at a decent speed.
Insight check.
versus deception check.
Let me. Oh no. Oh my goodness.
Gotta beat a 21. Nope.
Dang it!
Something about that she's just not on the level. She's like, I don't know, she's not providing some detail here.
So I'll notice and be like, after all this time of me putting up with all of this, you're still gonna keep stuff from us? Now, with all these figures that we're seeing, something's up. And if that staff could be any help, you slightly still owe me a favor, if I remember, of setting up a meeting to chat with Mr. Light.
Yeah, you're right. It's just what? Okay, so I did go and talk to him after the song that went downhill at the Silver Song Lake. There's Carnival's got its problems.
Oh, we can see that. You have some strange figures walking around that's bullying children.
You know, if you're really that adamant about getting, like, talking to Mr. Light and Mr. Witch, the best bet would be going to the big top and performing for him. I don't know how good your performance is. I could also, because I do owe you a favor, I could do a performance.
Performance? What kind of performance?
It can be anything that's like entertainment wise. Like if you're good at music like I am, you could do like play a song. Or if you're better at other skills, you could try making a creative performance out of them.
Or you could be a mime.
I'm gonna look at Eli and be like, "How well did that go with earlier for you?"
Pretty good until someone punched me in the face.
Fair enough.
You're welcome.
I'll look back at Pinky and be like, "How about I just cash in that favor of you setting that up? Because I don't know how much of a performance I can do besides swinging at people with swords, and I'm pretty sure that's probably frowned upon."
Hey! Actually, great idea here. Why don't we do like a little fence off? You know?
And you see Kev is kind of like, it piqued his interest. And you say, if I perform, we can set up a meeting to talk with Mr. Light.
If the performance goes well.
I want to look over at the rest of the group. What do you guys think?
They can also do performances and try.
I would step up and say, put my hand on your shoulder and say, if you're nervous, picture yourself naked.
Just want to like pat
And I
his
cast
hand.
guidance on him.
I appreciate that. I completely forgot what guidance does.
You had a
The
D4.
1d4 to any checks or saves.
Okay, cool.
Just to be clear, it's you guys. The performances are at the big top during like the midday ceremony.
Oh right, it's not till another hour.
Yeah.
Also, how's your flower crown doing?
Needs a little
It
bit
just
more watering by this point.
Oh.
And she says that I want to like just death stare, and I was like, it's fine.
No, it doesn't. It looks a little droopy. You need to give it some water. I'm really good at gardening stuff. You should let me.
At this point, I'm like, okay, so here, I'll perform to set up that meeting. What do you guys think about heading to the big top during that time, midday festival?
I'm
Do it.
still thinking that we look for these bird people that are disguising themselves.
At that
Yes.
mention, go ahead and roll another perception check or an investigation check for me.
Advantage?
If somebody's helping you out, yeah.
Yeah, or you can help with
I
that.
say I would pique my interest too. It'd help.
Okay. So for 16, you look around and you see over by this kind of shop up here. You see somebody kind of like looking at you from like around the corner, like keeping eyes on you. You notice them noticing you, that sort of thing. It's like, ah, crap! Like we're clocking each other, and it looks like a kobold with like 3 blue mohawks, but kind of a kobold with red scales with a little bit of white speckling on them, inside of leathers with fairy wings on.
So I will.
They dart out of the way.
I'll kind of ignore it and say, yeah, and it looks like I'm being watched, or we're being watched by something that looks like a kobold behind the tree.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can we stealthily try to get to him?
How far
Yeah.
from that?
From here to here, it's not far. Maybe just like a 2-minute through the crowd type of thing.
Okay, let's
Okay,
just take note of that.
So Pinky and Moose, are you going over there?
Yeah, if the group's headed that way.
Was it looking at the group or just me specifically?
It looked like it was kind of just tracking all of you.
All right.
And Pinky, if you want to stealth, go ahead and stealth.
Yeah. I'm like really good at this, so
A 19. Okay. Okay. Cool. So you stealth and fly over there, and you kind of like land on top of that kind of blue and yellow striped cart, and like kind of crawl your way over, and you see that same kobold is like shuffling through a pack, and like looks like they're maybe like setting up some sort of ritual.
Can
Uh,
I like make a perception check to see like if I know what kind of things he's pulling out?
It seems to be a few, bits and bobs, and it seems magical in nature. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check. You don't know magic something.
when we see Pinky kind of start taking off, can I walk up to Locke and kind of like motion him to kind of follow me, and then kind of play it off like we're talking, but we're also walking over there?
Yeah, sure.
Would I roll for that?
Deception.
Yeah, basically deception or performance, whichever you choose.
Oh.
Do you want me to do deception also?
Yeah, same thing.
Oof.
Oh guys, oh no, God.
So you guys feel very confident that you are being like sneaky, like nobody knows what we're doing. Be like, yeah, bro, did you see that thing that happened that one time? Oh my gosh, yeah. So you guys all make your way up to that portion, and you guys see Pinky. She's not trying to hide from you guys, but she kind of like waves you over.
And also like, shh. Try to be stealthy.
I think at that point, once I get closer, I would start being a lot more stealthy.
Okay, go ahead and roll a stealth check. And Pinky, at this point, you see the bird or the bird person is nice. The bird person dressed as a kobold, like pulls out like a straw doll and like a few other trinkets, and puts them to the side, and like starts setting something up and like drawing a circle. Okay, and so you guys, it doesn't seem to notice you yet. What are you guys doing?
Am I there?
Ambush it, corner it.
Yeah, you guys are in a position to interact with it.
And I see him or it pulling out these items.
Yeah.
I'm immediately gonna knock away the items.
Okay, so
Excellent.
you're there and you just slide in and like knock everything to the side with your feet or something.
Yeah, just ideally if I see him pulling magical stuff out and just kind of familiar, if it looks magical or anything, I'm gonna knock it out and just, how's it going, bud?
Hi. Yeah, it's fine. How are you?
I'm good. Why are you hiding back here? It's a carnival, right? Like you want to have fun.
Yeah, you're right. But just sometimes there's a lot of people, and I just gotta, step away, get out of the crowd for a moment.
Can't roll insight on him.
Yeah, can I insight too?
Yes, you can.
Has he seen Pinky?
Nope, not at the moment.
I'm
Okay. Oh, good.
Okay.
Good.
We're doing great.
I don't know. It seems like a reasonable thing, but like I don't know. This thing's hard to read, and it's already capable of like shifting its appearance, so you don't have any like anything to base it off of. You're not sure if it's telling the truth or not.
So at this point, am I the only person it sees?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what can I do for you? You kind of kicked my stuff. I'm gonna get my stuff.
And
I'll starts gathering it like back into the bag.
And I'll be like, before he does that, I'll kind of put my hand on my sword. Why don't you just leave that alone? Let's have a chat here.
Why do you want to do that?
That
doesn't seem necessary at all.
I'm just
I
really
don't even
curious why you're hiding behind a wagon, pulling all this.
No,
odds
just
and
escaping
ends
the
out.
crowd, like I said.
And at this point,
Why has been touching children?
My manner is gonna start to get more like defensive and be like, okay, we know you've been watching us. I have quite a few very powerful friends around that have their eyes on you right now. So
He starts looking around.
Why don't you put the bag away, move out of arm's reach, and let's have a chat. Me and my friends.
Roll a persuasion check.
Moose has moved up into this little alleyway here and kind of is blocking
honestly,
exit.
That was supposed to be more intimidating, if anything.
Okay, that can be an intimidation then.
Yeah, it would be the same.
Okay. So Moose, you walk up into the alleyway and just like start flexing.
Yep.
Basically. Okay, go ahead and roll with advantage there, then Kippus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, when he said make it with our friends, I would have moved up into sight as well.
That was almost a 3.
Ooh, it was almost a 1.
You could maybe add that guidance from earlier to it too if you want to just crush it.
24.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
All right. He's like,
No.
okay. He's like, okay. Oh, sure. We can talk. Can we move away a little bit further off the path? I don't want.
Why don't? And then I'm gonna reach for his bag. And
hey, leave that alone. Like holds it like very defensively. This is not for you.
I want to look.
I'll come, but I get to touch my stuff.
I want to look up at Pinky without like gracefully kind of signaling her, like looking at her and then looking at the bag.
Roll a sleight of eyes check.
Sleight of eyes. Giving away my position.
Okay. So you feel like you're being sneaky, and Pinky, you pick up what he's trying to put down.
Can I try to stealthily take the bag?
At the moment, you don't see an opening because he's literally clutching it. There's no, you're like, okay, I know there's no way that I can get that off of him at the moment. But you can.
All right.
Keep your eyes peeled for a moment where you can.
Yeah, I'll keep my eyes peeled for a moment.
I think.
Okay, so you guys he kind of directs you guys over a ways a bit. You guys all kind of end up on this like peninsula, which is pretty far away from the crowd
am I
and stuff.
going?
I moved you. Sorry.
I want to make sure he's like in the middle of all of us, so he can't make a beeline away.
Yeah, and there's some cover. There's like a few trees and like a big rock, so you guys kind of like
I'm gonna
kinda,
be
like,
in a tree.
he kind of like puts his back to the rock.
Elegant,
Um,
well-standing trees, I would say.
Thought about
Yeah,
that.
sure. Yeah, I guess they're all right. So hi, what do you want to talk about?
So, is he wearing the wings?
Yeah, he's got wings
Okay.
on.
So what brings you to the carnival?
Well, it's a lovely day, and I wanted to get some fun in and see some sights.
Why don't you drop the illusion?
What illusion?
Why don't you listen to my
I-
friend here?
Why don't you drop the illusion?
Roll an intimidation check.
Can I help him?
Yep.
I'll just give you advantage.
10. I can't roll above double digits with this guy today, so that's fine. 10 works. He's like, okay. Sure, just don't freak out. You shouldn't freak out. I mean, you
We're
already
not-
got one of us.
We're not going to freak out.
And he drops the illusion. It seems to grow a little bit, and you see a Kenku in blue robes with white cuffs, black body, and kind of like this burgundy orange collar. Is kind of like now he's like kind of lacing his fingers together and like twitching his head around and whatnot. He's got white wings with orange lines and orange like polka dots kind of splattered on them at the edges. Says, okay, this is what I look like. So there. What else do you want?
Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding behind an illusion?
Because it allows me to do my work that must be done.
At that point, he's gonna again kind of grab his sword, not threateningly, but like, okay, this is getting a little intense. And he'll mention, kind of look at the group and be like, your work? What could you be doing at a carnival that would be work? Do you work here?
Yep. And as you kind of grab your sword, he grabs his dagger and he starts like twitching his fingers, and there's a little bit of arcane energy into it, and be like, you're not the only one that can handle themselves.
You're also outnumbered by quite a bit.
Yeah.
Put the dagger down.
Has there been an
Bane
opening where
cracks
I
his
can
knuckles.
What'd you say, Pinky?
Has there been an opening where I can take his bag?
Roll a stealth check. Or
Yeah.
sleight of hand, rather.
Okay, that was stealth. Let me do sleight of hand.
Yeah, and like as like he kind of takes his hand off and he like he grabs his dagger and his hands start crackling. You do have a moment where you can come down and like swiftly slice the bag and like take it off of him.
Yeah, can I just like peer inside real quick?
Yeah, I'm like, hey,
At that point, when he looks at her, I'm gonna put my sword between the two and just be like, hey, let's just chill.
Yeah.
No need to cause a scene. Just to give them space so she can look into the bag.
Yeah. So, you want to tell me what's in this bag, or should I open it up myself?
It's magical components.
What are they used
Look.
for?
Lots of things.
What were
Tell
you
us.
using them for?
Some of which for look. You work here? You look like you work here.
Yeah.
And he's referencing to Pinky. Like,
You don't.
nope. And how trustworthy do you think Mr. Witch and Mr. Light are?
About as trustworthy as anybody else in this carnival who has secrets. They'd prefer stay secret.
And like you see a flash of infuriation. Precisely. It's unacceptable.
When he lunges forward, I want to push, not with the point, just like push the blade against him to like, hey, back up.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Me?
Kevis.
Okay.
As you put the blade forward, it twitches its hand that it had the spell prepared. A cloud of a magical cloud extends from its hands, wraps around your face, and you fall asleep.
I can't. I have advantage against being put to sleep.
Advantage up against being put to sleep or immunity?
Advantage against being charmed and magically put you to sleep.
All right, roll again.
Okay, so go roll again. Okay. Just made it. DC of 13. And this cloud comes across you, and you kind of shake it off, and it dissipates after a moment. Cursed.
I'm gonna cast mind sliver on it.
Okay, roll initiative.
All of us?
Wait,
All of you.
You have to create that. Wait, stop.
No, I'm keeping that one.
Yeah, you are. Stop.
Nope, you guys can go. It's good to go.
Oh, it's up now.
Oh, it's up now.
Yep, and I got mooses in there.
This motherfucker.
He doesn't want to engage with this guy.
Oh, and then I'll roll for Zarius. Oh, I'm not gonna deselect everybody, so I will hopefully just roll
Didn't
Zarius.
want to
this
cause
time.
a scene.
You don't want to cause a scene. Roll initiative.
Dude's
You guys are
throwing
smoking
stuff at us.
Yeah,
You guys are literally putting a sword to his face.
I was just
Yeah, you guys are
pushing
being
against
extremely
his
threatening.
chest just to push him away. It was more of just like back up. Motherfucker put me to sleep. It's fair game now.
Yep. Okay. All right. Can I add a combatant? Okay. Anyways. Okay. So guys, that is where we will take our break as I set up an encounter here. And we will come back in about 15 minutes. Okay. So you guys are beginning of combat. So Moose, you are up first. I made a mistake on. I do not have this game in Foundry ready to like support like all the monsters and stuff that I need. So we're gonna have to run with it a little bit more freeform for this one. Since we hadn't had any fights yet, I forgot to do this part, so I apologize about that. Sorry, guys. So Moose, you were up first. Kevis put the sword up to the chest of this bird, and in reaction, he cast a spell on Kevis. It didn't work, and now you guys are all in combat. What do you do?
Yeah,
The
so
block spell
Moose
go
would
off?
want to get right up in there, and he would just go charging in and try to just knock the guy out with a punch on his first attack.
Okay, go ahead and roll for an unarmed strike. 14. That'll hit. Go ahead and do your damage.
3
Okay,
damage.
so 3 damage comes in. And, sorry, I had a PB&J and my hands were like all sticky. I thought I got it all. So Moose comes in and clocks this thing in the side of the face, and goes, and like some of the feathers are like muffled, and like, ow.
And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna swing around behind it and try to grapple his hands, both of his hands, so they can't cast a spell again.
You can bonus action grapple.
Yes, I can.
That's cool. Okay, just a moment, guys.
That's a
I
thing.
think my kiddo's leaving for the day.
As a tavern brawler,
Oh,
Oh,
that's
what?
so cool.
I can bonus action grapple if I hit with an unarmed or improvised weapon.
That is cool. Jason,
Tavern Brawler doesn't give you a D8 damage. Is that a different one?
That's
It
not that one.
gives me a D4.
That's something else.
Okay.
did Jason's mind sliver connect?
I didn't cast it, I guess.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys weren't in like a surprise round. It was mostly just Kevis and this Kenku were the only two that had prepared anything. So no, we're starting fresh. So yeah, go ahead and go
Okay.
for your
It's a strength. It's a strength
grapple
check.
attack. Yep. Basically, you're doing a second attack to try to beat their AC in order to grapple them. It doesn't work. You go in and try to grab it, and it slips to the side, dagger pointing out at you. Eli, you are up next.
Just to clarify a couple things, I'm guessing the creature's like right here.
Yeah, it's basically in the center of you, and there's a rock right here where its back was turned to.
Okay. Are there people watching from right here?
Make a perception check.
Oh shit.
Okay.
We're just beating up this bird. No context to them.
Moose has been fighting everybody basically, so it's wouldn't be all that different right now.
With an 11, yeah, you see some people are like starting to turn their heads, like maybe not in these first few seconds of the opening of the fight, but you see people are close enough to notice.
I'd like to use my wizard puppet and then create a giant floating pie above where they're sitting and start spinning it.
What's the range on the minor illusion spell there?
Minor illusion. I have no idea. That's a good question.
Okay.
I thought it was 60 feet. Hold on a second. It's 30 feet.
Okay, that is much more than 30 feet. That's about 120. Oh, the actual map isn't going to tell you much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then my bad. I was assuming it was right next to us.
Yeah, not quite to scale.
10-4. All right. Well, then I'll just peek around the tree and sizzle a guiding bolt to its face.
Okay, go ahead and is guiding bolt a wisdom saving throw?
No, it's just an attack roll.
Okay, attack throw. I'm thinking of
Sacred Flame.
something else. Sacred
Yeah.
Flame, yes. No, Sacred Flame is the. Nope, you're right. Yep, it's just an attack roll. So yeah, go ahead and roll your attack. 2. Nope, you
It's
send the bolt
7.
out, and it just kind of like dodges over to the side, like cocking its head over to the side. Ah.
As
Okay,
a bonus action, I like to cast Healing Word on Moose.
okay, roll your
How
heal.
could you beat him
I forgot you did that to him.
Oh shit! How do I cast this thing?
Click. So you should be able to right click onto or double right click onto Moose, and that should target him. And then if you have yourself selected, go to your spells, And then you
Mhm.
should be able to click on Cure Wounds or Healing Word from there.
Interesting. I just can't. So let me just do this. Spellcasting ability modifier, which is.
Oh, looks like you.
I did it.
Yes. Nope. So here, I'll go ahead. You said Healing Word.
Yeah, healing word. I can't seem to do it.
Okay. I'm gonna do it here. So healing. Just normal healing. So that is nice. For several reasons, bonus. That is 10 points of healing done to Moose.
Wow, that'll do it.
Yep, that'll top him off.
Awesome. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Next up is Kevis.
All right. So after this bird that I was trying not to cause a scene with decides to attempt to put me to sleep, I'll shake it off, pull out the swords, and go for 2 hits. But I'm not going for the sharp end. I'm going to blunt to knock out.
Okay.
These
Sounds good.
Just roll the same stuff.
Yeah, same. Basically, if you declare your intent to knock them unconscious, then you won't kill them. 15 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage there. Okay, 7 damage comes in, and you slash down, and one of the straps in the butterfly wings snaps off and kind of starts laying lazily to the side. Go ahead and your second strike.
Did it go through? 17.
17 will hit, so go ahead and roll your damage there as well.
This one is only without the modifier because it's the...
Yep. Okay, so 4 more damage. Okay, so 11 damage total there. All right, you slice it again. Stop!
You put me to sleep! My turn.
You attacked me!
I did no such thing. And I'm just going to be at the ready. Actually, I want to yell. Well, can I yell something still?
Yeah.
I want to yell to everyone, don't go for the kill.
All right.
Okay.
Locke, you are up.
Are you done, Kenku?
You attacked
Yes
me.
or no?
That is a no.
I didn't want to fight. You're
yes
the ones
or
that started it.
no?
Fuck you!
All right, I'm gonna clock him over the head with what? I don't even know what I have physical. I guess probably like a quarterstaff. Let's see.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a dagger.
What happened?
I don't have a whole... I'm in that same boat. I don't have a whole lot that doesn't mortally wound them.
You guys can go for non-lethal blows with bladed weapons as well.
Yeah. Trying to get this thing to there we go. All right. Well, that's not going to be. All right, so this unarmed strike is actually with a dagger. The pommel of the dagger.
Okay.
I'm likely mostly behind it, just based on where I am.
It was you were just talking to it. You're facing each other.
Oh, it looked at me with all the other 5 of us behind it.
It just swore at you. Yeah,
All
you
right.
have its attention for the moment.
All right. Well, with the pommel, I'm gonna attempt to knock it out.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Do I get advantage with all these
Yeah, you
people
do,
around it?
because you got Zarius there.
So that should be 9 plus 7 or plus 6. So 15.
Yeah, 15 hits. So you will do 1 damage plus your strength modifier.
Just 1 damage.
Okay, so it takes 1 more damage. You guys haven't knocked it out yet.
Oh my god.
We suck.
Actually, mine is a dagger, so it's finesse. So that's 1 plus 4.
Not the
Like,
way
it's still
that
strength.
it's still strength the way that you're using it.
You could be dexterously trying to knock it out, hit it in exactly the right spot versus brute strengthening it.
Uh,
I mean, the monk is next.
yeah, but that's different than what's happening here.
No, like what I'm saying is the monk is probably better off doing that. Just punch him.
So you'll do the extra damage there, and it's not knocked out. Like to actually knock something out, you have to basically reduce it to 0 hit points with the declaration that you're not going to kill it. It's not there yet.
All right.
Okay. Next up is Zarius. So Zarius will take out his spear and go with the blunt side. Let's see here. And he will make an attack. At advantage. It's rolling too many dice. Sheesh, even at advantage, he misses both of them. He's not used to fighting with the blunt end of his spear, and it doesn't work. So that's his turn, and now it's the Kenku.
Well, bonus attack.
He's a level 1 monk. He doesn't get a bonus. Well, he's got a bonus action.
Right. Unarmed strike.
So you can unarmed strike once. Okay, that's still at advantage. There we go. Finally hits. Okay, so he punches him for what is that? That'll be 8 damage. And as he's sitting there yelling at you because you are just arguing with him in the middle of this thing, Zarius comes out and tries to hit him a couple times, and he dodges, and as he turns, Zarius just like balls up his fist and just clocks him one more time across the face, right in the same spot that Moose got him, and he just goes down.
Almost said to knock you out.
I'm gonna tie his hands.
He's unconscious right now, right?
Yeah, he's unconscious.
Okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, I will.
Is his dagger still on him?
Yeah, I mean it's on the ground in front of him.
I'm gonna kick it away from him.
I'll walk up to him and just while he's being tied up, after he's been tied up, cast Spare the Dying on him.
Okay, sounds good. Yep, you make sure that he's not going downhill.
Yeah, just keep him conscious.
I'm gonna take his dagger as well. I am holding his dagger in his bag.
Okay.
And
right,
search his body.
Search his body. He's still alive.
What?
Jeez.
It's still his body.
Pat him down.
That's true, but just the way you said it sounded kind of morbid. Sheesh.
Like he's gone. He's gone. For
He's
yeah.
asleep. I search his unconscious form.
There you go.
Always.
It's much more politically correct. Thank you.
I
Okay,
search his near corpse.
his near corpse. Well, then now it got worse. Just say body. Okay, so you guys kind of bind him, and Eli, because you were paying attention previously, roll a perception check.
Yeah.
The crowd just sees us all like surrounding a guy who's knocked out.
I feel like this kind of stuff happens at carnivals, though.
I mean, not like this.
Fist fights.
I'm
break
gonna
out.
I'm gonna whisper to Pinky. Pinky, can you let everybody know that you work here?
Yeah, I'll like, go over. Are people like people see us?
There's a few people that just watched what happened and like, oh my god, they just knocked that guy out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to them. Be like,
And you see like one person like runs over to what appear to be like goblin bouncers of the carnival, and they're like pointing over there.
The woman awake.
gonna go over them, like explain, like, hey guys, everything's okay. There's just somebody who is causing a disturbance, and they resisted, so we had to deal with it. But everything's under control now. You guys can go back to whatever you were doing.
Okay, roll a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Because from what it looks like from everybody else's perspective, you guys just ganged up on one Birdman. That doesn't look good.
Well, the goblin bouncers are gonna recognize her, right?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, the statement still holds.
Yeah, that's a 10.
That's a 10. They're like, Pinky, what are you doing? This doesn't look good. You just beat up one of our customers in front of other customers.
I didn't touch them.
Can I
You
run
were
over
there.
there?
You didn't try to stop it. This doesn't look good.
I know it doesn't look good. I'm sorry.
At that point, Kev is gonna run over and be like, "Don't blame her. Don't blame her. I'm the one that started the fight. He didn't seem like he was doing something that was very legit. He seemed very sketchy, and we didn't want anything to happen to the families and the kids that are here. Pinky's not responsible for this."
What do you mean, the families and the kids? What does he have to do with the kids? Why are you saying this?
He was doing.
I'll hold up the dagger in the suspicious bag of stuff. I'll say he pointed a dagger at us.
You pointed a sword at him, this guy says.
In
Arguably.
self-defense, he like lunged at me. They thought that he was trying to attack me. He was just defending us.
To be fair,
Defending me.
it wasn't the pointy end. That's all he says.
This is not okay. We can't be having this. Pinky. Okay. Grumblemug, you stay here. Watch them. I'm going to get Burley.
Oh, not Burley! No!
I want to look over at Pinky and be like, "Who the fuck is Burley?"
Yeah, he talks a lot of philosophy crap.
Burley needs to see this. He'll be the one to sort this out.
Alright, yeah, I mean, do you think he's gonna be the fair judge of the situation? I'm sure he's gonna understand what happened a lot better than you guys apparently do.
Yeah, well, you just beat up a customer!
I didn't touch him! He tried to potentially hurt me, and
Nah.
Travis was only trying to help.
Starts to wander off, and like you guys go over there, and there's somebody else comes by and like starts like calming the patrons, and Eliwick Tumblestrum, that gnome bard that you guys met during the custard eating contest, she's still hanging around there. She starts going around like, hey, don't worry about it. It's all fine. That person had a little bit too much to drink, and they were having a rough moment. They needed just to be put in timeout. All is well. And they try to like start like soothing the crowd, and they eventually kind of like get people to calm down and whatnot. And a few minutes later, you guys see that same goblin come back, and next to him is Burley, this bugbear that's in overalls, has like thick metal bands, has a little squirrel friend with him, and is enormously muscular with a jack-o'-lantern on his head. Like he's wearing it like a helmet. And he comes over and he sees the bound figure, and he's like, Pinky, what happened here?
I don't
Why-
talk about it.
Well, you gotta talk about it. Otherwise, I have to go tell the boss that you guys are knocking out customers. Is he still alive?
Yes, he's still alive. I hope.
No, we tie up dead things. Come on.
Hey, you don't get a say. I don't even know you. Pinky, start from the beginning. What's happening here?
All right. Well, so there's been this strange person who's been running around causing a bunch of disturbance in this carnival. And so we've been kind of going around tracking them, and then we finally find them, and they're like slinking behind this carnival wagon. And they pull out a bunch of stuff from this bag, and I lift up this bag, and it looked like they were doing some weird ritual thing or something. And so Kelvis over here came up to see what was going on, and they started talking. We all kind of started talking to him. He asked me this question that I apparently didn't answer to his liking, and so he lunged out, and Kevis, thinking that he was trying to attack me, stopped him, which he took as an aggressive attack against him. And then it just kind of went downhill from there.
At that point, when she says like aggressive attack, I would kind of distinguish like he was trying to put me to sleep via magical means, and then just kind of step back and let Pinky go.
Lots of magic here. Lots of people can use magic. That's not any more out of the ordinary than you with your sword.
Right.
And we tried to get him to calm down. He kept attacking, and as you can see, no open wounds on him. We all attacked him to knock him unconscious instead of hurt him.
I see wounds right there. That is a sword blade. Like,
the
this
dull
thing is still
side.
bleeding.
The dull side of it.
I want to take
You
my
want me
sword
to
out
hit you
and
upside the head and then tell you it's not it's okay because it's blunt? It doesn't work that way.
I want to smack my arm with the blunt end of my sword to show that it's okay.
Okay. I mean, that's like, sure, that I can do the same thing with the saw blade and it wouldn't hurt me. It's about force, not the pressure.
Right.
Anyways,
right.
no, quiet, you. Pinky, what was the question that he asked you?
He asked me something about if I trusted Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and I said that everybody has their own secrets, so I don't really judge people based on what they keep to themselves. He got all pissy about it.
And you see Burley kind of stand back and kind of look around, and he goes over and like looks at the bird and says, "Okay, come with me." And he picks up the kenku and starts walking.
Just me or everybody?
It's like, all of you, come with me. And it takes you a little while, but you guys get yourselves over, and he takes you behind the big top, and he kind of waves open an area of the vines that encircle the staff area, and he actually takes you into the dressing room, not into the staff area with the wagons itself, but he takes you back, and he kind of says, and there's a few people in there like getting ready for the big top events and whatnot, and he says, "Hey everybody, I'm so sorry. This person needs a minute to lie down and whatnot. Can we have the tent for 5 minutes? And everyone's like, Burley, we're in the middle of putting the makeup on. And be like, I know you have your routine. I'm so sorry. You'll be fine. I know you can do it. You'll be all right. You'll be ready for in time for the show. And they're all like, Burley, God damn it, Burley. And like several of them like walk off and you see some of them like kind of file out and like start doing makeup like behind the tent itself instead. And so you guys are inside of this tent. Basically, Burley, this big old muscly bouncer type bugbear, this unconscious form of the bird, and the lot of you. And he looks at all you and is like, does anybody have a way to make this thing wake up? And he lays it down on the couch.
Give him a little tap on the cheek. Hey, come on, wake up.
I run over to the stream and get a bunch of water and chuck it on the bird.
Okay, as you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get some water. You go over to the vines that are surrounding this area, and you walk straight into them and just like, ow! Lots of little thorn pokies and whatnot. The vines do not move for you.
I see this and I kind of laugh.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's not gonna work for you. Sorry.
Is the bugbear still holding the bird?
No, he laid it down on the couch.
I'm gonna kick him in the side. Don't give me that look.
as you go for it, an enormous hand grabs onto your chest and just pushes you into a wall.
Yeah. I deserve that.
No.
Pinky, go get some water.
That's not how we're having this conversation. Sit down, elf.
I'll just walk over and chill. I won't actually. Yeah, I'll just stand out of the way because I'm slightly annoyed that this bird tried to put me to sleep.
I'm gonna go get some water.
Okay, Pinky, yep, the vines open up for you, no problem. You're able to get to the river and come back.
Begrudgingly dumps it on his face.
Who still has the bag from the bird?
I do.
Okay.
Pinky does. Yep. And Burley takes the bucket of water and just grabs puts his enormous hand into it and just drops some of it on. It doesn't like soak the unconscious bird.
I wanted to just dump the entire thing on him.
No, you all have done enough.
I don't think I've done enough.
Pinky, go sit with your elf friend. You're still not off the hook. And like he kind of splashes the water on the bird's face and like kind of like pats it on the side of the head and like, hey, wake up. We need to talk to you. Wake up. And like after a moment or two of like trying to like rouse him, it starts to ow. Why do I hurt? And now in this moment, Pinky, you know this voice, but it doesn't belong to this bird. This kind of smooth. I mean, it's used a couple of voices or a couple of different tones, but this one, oh, what is happening here? Why? It's the voice of Candlefoot.
Oh, I totally get up in his face, like kind of crouch over.
She was so shocked by.
That's not your voice. Where'd you get that?
Oh, I borrowed it so I could do my work.
What work?
Well, that would have been great if you gave me the chance to explain that before you punched me.
Hey, you're the one who tried to come on to us. You just relaxed your horses a little bit.
Right, you get surrounded by 6 people who are all bearing fangs and daggers and cracking knuckles. See how you react.
We didn't bear any daggers.
You're the one with.
I have a dagger print in my head. Thank you.
And I have a headache from your spell, so we're even.
Boo-hoo, crybaby.
Kevin steps forward a little bit.
Can you give that voice back to him?
Not until I'm done. And Burley at this point is like, all of you, quiet down. None of you are impartial. This is not what we need at the moment. What is your name? As he gestures towards the Kenku. It's like, I'm neutral. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And it takes him a second to kind of look up and be like, all right, fine. Just, I'd rather have a conversation than get beat up again.
Tried that.
Yeah,
no,
we
didn't.
We really did.
You all have bad table manners when it comes to conversations.
Says the
Kind of
man that
offended by
casted a
that.
spell on me. He says under his breath.
Yeah, whatever. My name is Kettle Steam. And what do you want here? What is this work you refer to? He says, are we in a place where Mr. Witch and Mr. Light will hear us? As he asks the
100%.
bugbear, says, and he says, no, they're in their cabin, they're fine. They won't listen to what's happening here. They have no reason to. And he says, oh, fine. And he kind of writes himself, and you hear a few clicks and pops and stuff. Mr. Witch and Mr. Light are not being forthright with what's happening at the carnival. They are withholding important information to all those that come here.
So why did you get all pissy with me when I said I was pretty neutral ground with them, trust-wise?
You said that they hold secrets, and that is exactly the problem. And some secrets are worse than others, and they hold one that is quite dire.
What is it exactly?
This carnival has a secret benefactor. One that I am connected to. Her name is Zybilna. Let me see. Pinky and Kevis, go ahead and roll a history check for me.
Is that something my mind would have remembered?
Yeah, you go ahead too.
What am I rolling?
History.
What was that name that you said?
But it's a disadvantage for you, just because of the context. Okay, Zybilna, Zybilna.
10.
Okay. So for you guys, this name doesn't really sound familiar at all. Zybilna is an archfey who sponsors this carnival behind the scenes, and I am a warlock of Zybilna. She is whom I have my pact with. And she has gone absolutely silent in recent times. In the last 10 years, I haven't heard from her once. I thought something was amiss, and I had to wait for this God's forsaken carnival to come back in order to question Mr. Witch and Mr. Light about it. They know something that they are not letting on about.
That doesn't explain why you were tormenting children.
Yeah.
Because I tried to go directly to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, and they were quite less than forthcoming.
So
They lied to me about knowing anything about Zybilna and what is happening inside of the Prismere, and they refused to tell me. So I vowed to terrorize the carnival, and then until they would seek audience with me.
Do you know what's happening inside the Prismere?
No, that is what the problem is that I don't know what's happening over there. Something has gone wrong, and the two carnival owners know about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Morgan,
And
out of game. I don't want to share a whole lot.
you can type it to me if you
Yeah,
want.
that works.
Burley,
Yes, Pinky.
can we all go talk to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light right now?
You know the rules, Pinky. They won't have an audience with anybody who doesn't meet the qualifications.
You can't make any exception?
Liliana, you're breaking up pretty badly for me.
Yeah. They wouldn't make an exception for this.
It's possible,
It's worth a
but
try.
unlikely. They're very set in their ways. Something unexpected happens at the carnival every day. They may just see it as another one and the same. I know you came by and tried to speak with them earlier, and I think you got the same treatment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what's your name? Kettle Stream?
Kettle Steam.
Kettle
Like an
Steam.
engine.
Look, you've got a voice of somebody's who's it doesn't belong to you. Would you be so kind as to give it back, and we will do our best to get an audience for you and us, to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Please. All these P checks have not been great.
Morgan, I sent you that message too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 19. Okay. In Kettle Steam says, by the way, I'm a woman. As she hears this conversation happening. And she's like, I'll give it back if you can get that audience, or if you promise to give us an audience with them. I don't care what we have to do it. I will
Promise.
go for it. And also, I cannot go into the Prismere. It is one of the It's one of the contractual obligations of my bond with Zybilna. I am not allowed in her domain. She gifts me with barking dogs. She gifts me with these abilities, and I must only use them in the mortal realm. They will not work in the Feywild, especially not her domain. Her domain.
Zybilna has domains.
Zybilna's domain is the Prismere in the Feywild. There are many other domains as well. The Feywild is a tumultuous jumble of thoughts and emotions that changes on a frequent basis. But there are some anchor points that exist in the world, and the Prismere is one of them.
Would Kevis be familiar with that?
Roll a history check. Pinky, you can too.
Pinky's never left her freaking town. She doesn't know anything.
Okay. No, Kevis, you've heard of the Prismere, kind of. It's kind of just it's another territory from conversations that you've had in the Fae.
Okay.
But that's about it. And he says, "I'll give the voice back, but I would ask that you investigate what is happening in the Prismere for me, please." And
I will. We will, right, guys? We'll help, right?
It leads to the answers we're looking for. Yeah.
You might have the
Yes.
answers that you guys are looking for too.
perhaps there is a lot of problematic secret keeping that is happening here, and it is no small trivial trifle matter. It is dangerous to all those that come here.
I know.
Look, last time I was here, I was able to 8 years ago. I was able to sneak in and hear Mr. Witch and Mr. Light talking. This has been going on for some time, and she begins to mimic in perfect fashion of Mr. Light. Someone is going to find out about this. They'll shut us down. We've agreed to this pact. Our hands were forced, but our eyes were open. We let the Hourglass Coven take what it wants, and in return, we stay in business. That is what you want, right?
Hourglass Coven?
Is anybody watching this happen? Besides our little group? Is anyone watching us?
Roll a perception check.
Right?
Burley's in here having part of this conversation, but checking for like
Outsiders
spies.
Who's not a part of this.
Doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
Yeah, you looking around, all you see is like enclosed tent, but you do hear maybe like just the sound of like something running away.
I would like stop immediately and be like, guys, I think we have some unwanted guests listening in.
Do I recognize the name Hourglass Coven at all?
Roll a history check.
Oh boy, like my last ones were going so great. Probably not. No.
No. You have never heard those two words strung together in your life.
New concept to me. Do you guys want to go check out maybe what that was? Well, I try to string up a deal with him. With her.
Do I know what direction that sound came from? Of like something scattering away?
Kind of south-ish. Like, kind of almost like it cut through the big top.
I'll start heading in. Just try to see if I can figure out what could have made that sound.
Okay, you pop your head out, and with kind of carrying over that 19 on the perception. Nope, just looks like there's some people that are starting to file in, trying to get good seats for the big top event.
Okay, so our deal. We'll investigate this Prismere for you and try to get an
Please.
audience with Mr. Light and Mr. Witch, and you will return my friend's voice.
This is the only way that I felt like it was possible to investigate what was happening and get someone to look into it. Now that you are here, and if you are willing to do these things in my stead, I have no reason to hold the voice.
Can I
You
roll
have
an
my word.
insight?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight. they seem to be telling the truth. Like all the bravado and the force and the ferocity that you saw when you were fighting her seems to have deflated.
Okay.
And now she seems eager but not agitated anymore.
Okay. Can I reach out and grab the bag from Pinky that she has of
Yeah.
Edelstein?
Mm-hmm. Yes. My bag, please. And I will return the voice to the mime.
I was gonna say, Pinky, do you let me take the bag?
What are you gonna do with the bag?
You don't know yet.
The method. Are you talking to Kettlesteam or to Kevis?
I mean, both can interpret the answer in both of them.
Well,
The method in which I stole the voice is in the bag. I can undo it that way.
Oh, okay, yeah, hand him the bag. But I'm watching you. If you try any sneaky business.
So I hear her say that, and I'm like, okay, what in the bag do you need? And I want Locke. I look at Locke for reassurance, and I look over at him and say, can you make sure? And I don't share language. It's not common with you. Shit. I'm gonna whisper over to him and tell him, can you make sure the items that she says are legit for what she would need? And then lean back and wait for her.
I need the doll.
Rummage.
Yeah, I open it up and Pinky can rummage through it.
Yeah,
All
you can find the doll and you pull it out and it looks, now with this extra context, you look at it, it's got some pale green and white striping on it, with kind of a long tall hat and some like dingy wings on the back. And it has a kind of a black thorny vine tied around its throat.
I hand them the doll. Heard the doll.
I want to look over at I guess it'd be all the spellcasters for like reassurance, see if they think anything's out of the ordinary with her asking for that.
Go ahead and roll Arcana checks if anybody wants to scope it.
Yeah, so that's not really down my alley.
Oh.
Okay. Locke, yeah, with your...
Is that a -2 I see?
All right. Moose is just like, it's not like my magic.
Weird doll.
Weird doll. And Locke, this seems fairly legit to you. The use of a straw doll can be a representation of somebody else to make a modification to that person. It checks out as far as you know.
Seems legit.
Okay.
Okay.
Just relax.
She goes over and she just snaps the vine and untangles it and throws it. And before it even hits the ground, it just turns to ash and disappears.
Can I just...
At that point,
That was it?
That was it?
Burley, are we still being detained, Burley?
Really, can we go? Can I keep this bag?
I have the bag.
Oh. Can I have the bag?
And in perfect mimic of Pinky, can I have the bag?
Did the
I
voice
find
change?
this really funny.
Did Kettlestein's voice change after that?
Yeah, the voices, that was Pinky's voice all of a sudden.
I look at Pinky. Say something.
Say something.
Say something. Hey, that's me.
I'm gonna look at Kettlestein and be like, "You shut your mouth." And
my mouth.
No, my mouth.
I want to look at
my mouth.
Eli and be
Mine.
like, "Do you want to go check on your friend?"
Yeah.
Check on my friend, yes.
And
I'd
we'll-
like to go
and,
check.
and
on
Burley
that
looks
too.
at you all and says, "Listen, there's something that I have noticed with the owners as well. What she's saying lines up with what I've heard. My
have
brother
you
went
heard?
missing, and I've been trying to find answers as well. And I believe they are also connected to the Prismere. And I want to find him.
You know about the Prismere.
I've been around Mr. Witch and Mr. Light for a very long time. I've deduced and I've picked things up, and I've read between the lines. So,
How do
I
we
would-
find the Prismere?
I don't know. That part I am unsure of. The owners absolutely know. There may be other ways to find it, but I'm not sure. But something is not right. There's something is darkened the underbelly of the carnival. And I wish to find out what it is. You can converse with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light by getting their attention at the big top event with a great performance. Well, Mr. Light, Mr. Witch doesn't arrive outside of his wagon until the crowning of the Witchlight King, of the Witchlight Monarch, later this evening. But until then, you can try the big top to get to talk with them, or you can try to take one of their items.
Let's not go to thievery just yet. I think persuasion and just talking seems to have gotten us more answers than fighting and stealing house.
Rogue is going against stealing. That's funny.
And Kettlestein's still holding her head in her hand with like feathers mussing up. This is like, yeah, conversation over fighting. Who would have thought?
Who would have
I think
thought?
fighting got us a lot of answers today, to be honest.
I mean, it's gotten us a lot of trouble too. So
Trouble too. So
I want to take the bag, close it, halfway hand it to the bird, still holding on, kind of looking at everyone and be like, and ask him, "You're not gonna do anything, are you?"
no more voice stealing from this.
And you hear somebody else's voice, somebody's voice that you haven't heard before. It's called mimicking. And Zarius can roll a nature check, a nature check. Let's see how well this goes. Not good.
Just like to have Kevis hear my voice in his head say, "Let go."
I'll look over at Eli and
Suddenly, Eli's voice, without his lips moving, is in your head.
is that unfamiliar to me? Or would that be something I'm not super common with? Just kind of based off
You've experienced telepathy.
Okay.
You've experienced telepathy before from
that. So yeah, I'll look over at Eli and just kind of nod my head and let go of the bag.
Sorry, Quentin's lagging, so I can't hear what he's saying at the moment.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Maybe I'm lagging. I'm gonna reconnect to the server.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just
Okay.
fine. I was staying quiet until you asked.
Hello?
Just awkwardly
say-
sitting there.
Did you say something?
Not what?
Huh? Can I hear you?
You have. What fucking spells do you have, Eli? What the fuck?
Oh no, that's just a racial, bro.
What? Oh. Oh. Okay.
Oh, that's so.
Can you hear me, Morgan?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, it was my internet that was freaking out.
So I said was while I'm holding the bag, when I hear Eli's voice, I'm gonna look over at him, nod at him, like okay, and let go of the bag.
Okay. No, I am going to go sleep. Is what I will do.
Why don't you let us know where you're gonna be?
Home.
And that
away
is
from here. It's in a forest about 2 days from here. Me and a rival patron, or no, me and a rival who both share the same patron live on a large pumpkin farm together.
What if we're able to get an appointment sooner? How do we reach you?
And the way that she talks now is like it's a combination of different voices for different words to form full sentences. When you talk to Sibylla, it's my connection with her will be restored, and well, I will immediately know that she has been found. And it's like it's all over the place, like just it's a bit like Bumblebee from Transformers, but without music, but without music in the background.
okay. Stop talking. Okay.
I think what he meant was when we get the meeting with Mr. Light or Witch or whatever.
Cool. I'm gonna go after, assuming finish up this conversation. I'm gonna head over and see if Armine
Candlefoot
is.
I'm gonna go to the tree, mimicking both Pinky's and Moose's voices.
Oh no!
So you just see after this kind of like as it starts kind of winding down, you see Kettlestream just fly up into a tree and just like start resting there, and she looks very hammered, very tired.
It's a mighty noble tree.
Mighty noble tree.
I'm going to the Hall of Illusions.
Yeah, likewise. I wanna go see my friend.
All right. So you guys, anybody else doing something different?
I was gonna say, what was the bouncer's name? The bugbear?
Burley.
Burley.
And he says, I will do what I can to help this along.
Can you
Go.
actually, Burley, keep an eye on that bird?
I'll make sure she's all right and that she doesn't cause any more conflict. I don't see a reason why she would at this point, but I will watch.
Thank you. I think Kevis would stay by the big top.
Okay, so kind of like sneaking out and like just kind of being nearby like the exit where like so kind of like near the big top but like far enough out that you can see your friends. Is that what you're kind of go for?
Yeah, I want to eyes on cool. Like watching them, but also for anything seems suspicious around the big top, because now this conversation has really piqued Kevis's interest.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And as you guys all go down to the Hall of Illusions, the sign is out front. The sign that was like, hey, attraction is closed, be back in 5 minutes type of sign. And Candlefoot is nowhere to be seen.
I'm gonna go to the back because that's where I.
Yep. And as you guys do, you see Candlefoot down on one knee, has a ring open, and Palasha is there, and it looks like he as you like come around the corner, you see, and it looks like he just popped the question. And there's a series of onlookers who have noticed this, and you don't hear what he said, but you turn the corner and Palasha's, Indy, oh my god, oh, I can hear you. Yes, yes, yes. And she like leaps up out of the water and like wraps her arms around him, and they like both just fall backwards onto the grass. And the two of them are just embracing and kissing, and they're so happy. And you hear Candlefoot's voice. He's like, I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, I've wanted to say that out loud for such a long time now.
So I guess you did get your voice back.
Yeah.
And like he's on the ground, and so he kind of like looks back at you guys. You did it!
Hey, we did it!
And that's where we're in tonight's episode.